Well, y'all are very talkative today.
Where'd our cart go?
Your cart is still there. It's still kind of just hidden in the woods. You know, you drove it a little ways down the path, but it narrows rapidly to just walking in between kind of trees, narrow path. So it's parked off on the side, kind of hidden in some brush.
I think we should take a vote if we want to go after Gundren or want to continue on to Phandalin.
We don't know where Gundren is, right? We don't know where Gundren is.
Well,
right?
we think that he's down the Goblin Path, though. So, do we want to go down the Goblin Path, or do we want to continue on to Phandalin?
Well, Sigurd knows these guys. I mean, what does he have to say about it?
You know, I know my cousin. I know he's a fighter, but I honestly, from what we've seen so far, couldn't say what has happened to him. Baron, I kind of defer to you on what you saw. I know you took a little bit of a stroll after we were setting up camp to check out the surroundings, and I like to believe that he's still alive. He's my blood, and we have that bond. But so I'm always going to vote in favor of searching for him. But I can't say for certainty right now which way he went.
All I know is it looks like at least one person at some point in time was dragged through there, and there's existing blood.
Well, hey, roll a survival check.
18.
So what you can tell from examining the tracks, the blood, I mean, you know that it rained 3 nights ago. So this has happened within the last 2 days that somebody was dragged. It does look like there is blood leading from the general area of the horses towards the path and then farther down. So you know that it happened within the last 2 days. And you can see that the path has been traveled more than once in the past 2 days, though. You know, rain hasn't taken anything away. You haven't lost any real track.
So guys, I know it's been pretty recent, and it looks like it's a good indication that Gundren and Sildar they were both together, right?
Can you tell, does it look like there's one drag line, or like does it look like 2 people have been dragged through? Like are there 2 tracks, or does it look like just one person left a path as they were being dragged?
Roll another survival check. Or roll an investigation check, whoever's looking for that.
I'll do it. Do I roll a d20?
Yep.
I just want to use my dice. I rolled a...
And if you have any investigation bonuses.
19.
19 total?
14 on the dice, and I have plus 5, right?
So, I mean, you get down, check the tracks. You know, it looks like 2 different sizes of kind of drag marks. You're pretty sure that, you know, from what you know, the dwarf have larger, wider feet than a human, but it looks like 2 sets of tracks, one deeper than the other. Wow.
Right. So they got done seeing it. It looks like you can separate out that there's 2 kind of different drag line marks just based on knowing how wide a dwarf's feet are and humans. It looks like 2 separate people have been dragged down this path in the time frame that Jeff described. Sorry, that Baron described.
So it's pretty clear that. So it's pretty clear that that they were dragged off that way. So what do you guys? Do we want to go after him?
I mean, if we don't go after them, then what's the point of going on to Phandalin?
True.
I always vote in favor of my blood, my cousins. I'm in to go.
I mean, I vote that we go down the track, down the path. So that's 2 for path.
Might as well go down and see what we can see before we decide to just keep going to Phandalin. Even if we decide we can't overcome the goblins that took them, we might as well go see if it is the goblins or if there's something else down there. if they're just dragging if we think they dragged the two men, then probably couldn't have gone that far down the path.
You should be able to move faster on foot than someone dragging bodies. I'm down. I'm only 150 years old.
Is the path wide enough for the cart? Is the path wide enough for our cart? Is the path wide enough for our cart?
You're not going to be able to get the cart down the path. It narrows rapidly. You'll be able to hide it though.
Do we have to go single file down this path?
It's mostly single file. You might be able to get too wide. In some areas, I mean, you can get in the woods too. The woods are fairly clear, but they, it is a little rougher terrain, so you're not going to be able to move as quickly down the path.
So I think we've heard from. What about the little one? Does the little one have anything to say?
I'm willing to move with the party. I just wanted to make sure everybody got their voice heard.
So it looks like we want to go down the path, right?
I think we should. We semi hid the cart for our rest, but we were with it. Maybe we should make sure that it's a little bit better camouflaged in case somebody comes down the bigger path and happens to see it.
We are supposed to be protecting Gundren's supplies and everything in there, so we don't want anybody to pillage it.
Is there somebody that thinks that they could excel at covering up that cart while we figure out the plan for the path?
I mean, I'm stealthy by nature. Does that translate to me being able to create stealth for an object?
Not really.
I mean, I might be able to. I'll do it. I'll look for things to throughout the trees for like large objects or something to pile up against it and over our cart.
Okay, is anybody helping him?
Yeah, I'll help him with that. I'm assuming this would be.
Well, Varian, roll a survival check with advantage because you have help.
18.
Okay, yeah. You walk through the woods. You do hear some wolves barking off in the distance, but you're sure they're far enough off that they're not going to bother you. You gather what you think you need. Some larger leaves, some shrub, undercover, things like that. You pile it around the cart, pile it on the cart, and with Sigurd's help, you guys make quick work of it. Probably only takes you 10-15 minutes to get it pretty well disguised.
We hit the cart pretty well, guys. So if you guys we wanna start heading down that path, we should do so promptly.
Great.
All right, let's do it.
Sigurd, you want to go first because you're a tank?
What's your marching order?
Sure. I'll ready my shield. I'll ready my shield, but leave my warhammer on my side, and I can take point.
I can be behind Sigurd, just look over his shoulder as we go, directly behind him.
I'll go third.
Okay.
Because at that point,
You guys are just walking down the path, basically, right?
do you want to spread out at all?
Does somebody want to maybe remain a few steps behind with me, just in case we're not, in a cluster to be ambushed together?
Yeah, we can just space ourselves out a little bit.
Like they can start walking maybe 20 yards ahead, and Carrick, if you want to stay behind with me.
Well, Kaylin's already back there. She said she was last.
Oh,
I'm sorry, I missed that.
Does that work?
But that would have been a better choice. I appreciate that.
I mean, the distance is greater than this, but this is what you can see.
Perfect.
So the three men set off in front. The
Amigos.
amigos are up front. The two women bringing up the rear, staying about 40, 50 feet away from the main group. Just trying to stay back, keeping an eye on the surroundings. What's everybody doing while you're walking?
Well,
Whistling.
keeping our eyes peeled to make sure we're following any further tracks.
Okay, so if you want to look for tracks, it's best if you're near the front.
Well, I'm saying we still need to be doing that, and also we need to be scanning the woods. So I don't.
So I'm behind Sigurd. I'm behind Sigurd, looking straight over his shoulder as far down the line.
And I'll be looking down, leading everyone along, following the actual track.
Yeah,
Not so
I'm
much
in the
like
back.
staring at my feet, but more at like a 45.
Sure.
And I don't care about the path because I'm just tracking their bodies just easily in front of me. So I'm scanning the forest on either side, looking if there's any signs of threat.
Awesome. Two in the back.
I'm keeping an eye on the people in front of us and around us and behind us every so often to make sure there's nothing around.
A lot of things you're doing.
Yes.
Okay.
Hark! I heard a wolf howl again. Maybe we should go check on the wagon.
Hey, boy.
Can I be Chevy Chase in our Three Amigos group?
What?
Can I be Chevy Chase in the Three Amigos group? Like,
Absolutely. Okay. So I'm gonna need.
I have my bow in my hand with an arrow, also not drawn back, but just at ready, just in case we encounter any more goblins.
Hey.
Okay. All right. Sorry. Give me 1 second.
Come on, guys.
All right. So I need Carrick,
yeah.
Sigurd, and Varian to roll perception checks.
14.
14.
12.
Okay. Okay. So you guys are walking down the path. Can I get the two in the back to roll perception checks as well?
17.
11.
Okay. So you guys walk in this manner for probably 15, 20 minutes. You're making a good pace. The path is actually easy to follow. Sigurd, with you kind of leading the way, you're watching, keeping an eye on the track, seeing where they lead. It doesn't really deviate. There aren't too many forks off this path. You're basically just following the drag marks at this point. There's no more blood. So it's just drag marks and the footfalls that you're following. Varian, looking over his shoulder into the distance, you're kind of keeping an eye ahead. You don't see anything down the path. You're keeping a pretty good eye on things. Nothing is coming directly down the path. And Carrick, there's nothing that you see, 30, 40 feet into the woods. You're not seeing anything on the perimeter. However, a few more steps pass, and Sigurd, you see in front of you a rope that's been looped, and the rope kind of leads off the path a little ways. And it looks like some sort of pressure trap, like a snare of some sort.
Hold up, guys. I got something. There appears to be some sort of snare on the path in front of us. I'd like to. Somebody want to investigate it?
Wait. Yes.
Let me ready my warhammer first, just in case. This might be some sort of trap that they were expecting us to follow.
I'm gonna try to do a spell thing. I want to make sure I do the right one.
What are you trying to do?
Well, it's a trap, and I'm pretty sure I have a thing like, I think it's Mage Hand, where I can create a hand, and it can move forward and trigger things, such that without me having to physically be there.
Go for it.
Hold up a sec, Carrick. Let me back up a couple feet.
Okay.
All right.
So how far away is the front person from the trap?
He's probably 10 feet back at this point, right next to you.
Okay. And there is. All right. I'm going to cast Mage Hand and go and investigate the trap with it.
All right.
And if there's a cone thing on it, I apologize because I read it and didn't sound like there was a take everyone down in front of me.
All right. So what you do is you concentrate, you say the words, you do the symbols, and you project.
What words?
The words. No, they're his words. He's the. And you pull your hand. As you do, it starts to extend from your hand, and there's another hand in front of yours that you can control. And you guide it over to the trap. You grab the rope, and immediately you hear and you see a tree snap up as the rope snags tight and flies into the forest. And your hand just stays there because it's ethereal. The rope clenches around it and then just flies into the woods. Your hand unaffected.
Yeah.
Good call, Carrick. That was a real lifesaver right there. I'm glad I didn't pull it.
Have we caught up?
Yeah, you guys have caught up by this point, and you heard the as the tree kind of snaps straight up and down.
Dude, I'm not hesitant. That was a dirty, like, noise impression there.
I want to follow it. I wonder if it leads to a camp or something.
Okay.
What are you following?
What are we following?
The rope. It just flung back into the woods there. I mean, it's got to be attached to something. What if there's food, or what if there's goblins, or maybe, Gundren is laying there dying next to it?
Wasn't it attached to the tree branch and just snap backwards?
Yeah, I mean, you can kind of see one of the trees probably 5 feet off the trail is kind of wobbling a little bit still.
Oh, okay.
She can still go look at it.
It's probably only 5-10 feet off the trail, but it's kind of.
Gotcha. So you want to go?
Oh, so it didn't
okay.
shoot like way into the woods. It's like still on the edge.
Yeah. It's only a few feet in, but you can kind of see the rope just dangling there.
What?
Okay, I want to examine it anyways.
Oh yeah, sure.
Can I examine my way to get more chips real fast? Do I need to roll for that?
I can't hear anything.
I can't hear any of Eric. Yeah, I can't hear any of Eric's.
He's not. He walked away.
I think he's getting chips too.
And Zach, to answer your question, yes, you need to roll for that.
Zach, I'm gonna need you to roll a
21.
medicine check in order to get your chips medicine.
Medicine.
While we're waiting, I
32. or a 10, if we're being like honest.
That you can have some chips, but quickly.
Nah, screw it. They're all the way upstairs. What is?
I can't. It won't do anything.
What happened?
If you need a screen that you can put up that just says technical difficulties, please hold on.
yeah, right.
It's like frozen, basically.
Varian, I apologize. I interrupted you for some nonsense about chips. You were trying to say something?
Zach is gone. Zach is gone.
You guys hear
Can't
us?
say it anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The computer's having problems.
The computer got all weird on us. Just give us a quick second.
Oh.
That's a terrible noise.
Yes, it is a terrible noise.
Oh.
Woo! I'm using one of my rations. No,
Don't do that. No, you're not. You don't. Zach doesn't know that Carrick has rations. You can't use them up.
I don't know. I heard he used one of his I don't know. I heard he used one of his rations. You might have
I
to
give
remove
one
that.
of my extra rations to Dingle.
Sounds
Those
even
better
worse.
be sour
whatever
cream and
you're
onion
doing.
rations.
It's buffalo chicken dip I made.
Hey guys, I'm gonna have to kill the computer and then restart it. It's being real weird.
Do you want? Are we staying here or what's the what?
Yeah, just
How does
stay.
that affect me personally?
You can get more chips.
I don't know if I care about your problems, but as long as I didn't have to run then, that was real tough.
Staying in character, I think we should take a short rest. Extremely short one.
Even if they let's just chill.
We all sit down and have a kumbaya drum circle.
It's so frozen that air.
I can't hear either of you two. Steph, I know that you just said something also, but all I could see was your lips moving.
Yeah, she's gone now too.
Yeah.
You guys.
Oh. Oh.
Almost.
Wardrobe change.
Oh shoot, I gotta sign up for an Ultimate League right now. Damn it.
Jeff, you should find some elevator music and then
Okay.
the screen like Suze was saying.
And some taking off of your clothes at the same time.
Guys, no problem. I'll just describe kind of what happened there. So what'd you roll for your investigation check?
What, was I supposed to roll an investigation check?
Yes.
Oh, I didn't hear you say that. Sorry.
That's
Give me a
all right.
second. Well, I just rolled a natural 1, but I'm lucky, so I'm gonna re-roll. 17.
Okay, I mean, so you go over and you kind of look at how the trap is built, things like that. You investigate the area around the tree, base of the tree. There's no real obvious marks other than, there is a white kind of line drawn. It looks like it's just like smudged there. If you didn't know what it was, you probably wouldn't be able to notice it. But it looks like kind of a warning sign. There's just like a little white line on the tree, very faint. But someone might recognize it as, there's a trap here. And that's all you see.
Okay.
What kind of tree are we talking about that this rope is tied to, and how far up the tree is the rope?
The rope is hanging 15, 20 feet on on one of the branches. It's kind of a pliable wood, you notice, because the tree was bent over. So the pressure trap would spring it and pull someone up into the tree.
Any thoughts on collecting the rope? Anybody?
You could try, but most of the branches have kind of been shaved down to make this tree more malleable. So it's kind of been shaved a little over time to make it so you can bend it over.
I was thinking maybe a couple of us pull on the rope to get the tree down, and then a couple of us hold the tree while somebody unties it.
I could also try to use my mage hand and untie it again.
I have a good amount of rope in my sack. I don't know.
Guys,
how
before we get all gung ho
ho.
and not paying attention to what's happening around us to retrieve this rope, I do want you guys to know that there is a warning symbol on this tree, and so there could be more traps around, or maybe somebody watching us. So
Let's be careful.
be
All right.
leery.
That's fine.
Say we keep moving. Unless you guys want to try to get that rope.
I got some rope. I just figured I like rope, But you're right. If there's a warning sign, I don't want to get shot for some rope.
Nobody wants.
But we should also be careful moving forward.
Nobody wants to push rope. I get it.
Yeah, I'd like a good set of eyes up front with me, helping to watch out. Well, I guess I got Varian right over my shoulder, so we could be okay. Just it seems like Cyrus has got a mind for reading these symbols. I didn't really quite understand what that was, so I don't know if you want to come up and watch for more of those, because I don't know that I'm going to catch them while I'm watching the trail.
Well, since we're kind of in an area where there could be danger, I'm gonna move straight behind you and go into stealth mode so that yeah, I'm protected, but I can jump out in case of an ambush. And I'm still up front, so I can read the signs for you if I need be.
I like it. Just give me a shoulder tap or something so I don't walk into something.
So
All right.
what are you more concentrating on? Reading signs or being stealthy?
Well, if I have to choose, then reading the signs so that I can make sure that everybody's protected.
Okay, so we're gonna change the order so that it's
Are we getting that cam back up? Or are we getting that cam back up? Or
I'm working on it. So it's gonna be Sigurd, followed closely behind by Cyrus, and then behind them we're gonna have Varian, then Carrick, then Kalen back a few paces. Does that sound correct?
So it's me and Sigurd, and then how far behind are the other three?
Well, Varian's kind of looking right over your shoulder.
Okay.
Carrick
over her
is
head?
kind of
Over
standing
her
behind
head,
you.
probably. But yeah.
And then probably 20 feet back, you've got Kalen.
Okay.
So I'm second in line. Is that what I picked up?
You're second from the back.
You're fourth in line.
Fourth. Oh, okay.
Hey.
Jeez. Mute sound.
Got it. Okay. This is our order. This is what we look like.
So
Hasn't Kaylin caught up with us when we found the trap?
Yeah.
Yeah, but she's dropping back again to kind of zoom her.
Okay.
So what I'm
should I kind of drop back and because I don't know how good of a vantage point I can see from this far back over two people. I don't know. Should I drop back with you guys? Should I drop back with our mage?
I like it.
Oh, wizard.
All right. So yeah, wizard. Whatever. Wizard. I'm gonna stay. I'm gonna stay. Like I'm gonna give a good gap between me and the wizard.
First, he shoots your brother. Now
Yeah,
he
that's a
disgraces,
good thing for
your class. I'm
that's
just
a good
saying.
thing for you.
I'm not feeling good about this Varian fella. I'm thinking maybe we should let the trap get him.
Trap's already been.
fine.
Trap's already been set.
It's the word for now. We'll fix it.
Carrick, just be careful. Varian's behind you again. That didn't work out so well last time.
Eric, don't worry. I'm behind Varian.
And he has chocolate milk, so you know it's dangerous.
All right. So up front, I need Sigurd to roll perception. Actually, Sigurd, I need you to roll survival. Cyrus, I need you to roll a perception check and a stealth check at disadvantage.
What does that mean?
Roll 2 dice, take the lower number.
Okay. Perception and then stealth.
Yep, stealth at disadvantage. Varian, I'll have you do a perception, and Caleb do a perception.
Sigurd hit a 15 on survival.
Very. Go ahead.
Perception 19 and stealth 14.
Okay.
Got a 13. Varian got a 13.
Oh,
Um,
sorry, I didn't hear you tell me to roll. 19.
Okay. All right.
I rolled 18.
Okay.
Yeah.
Eric did.
Sure. Tanis, can I have you roll a perception check?
Me. Sorry. Yeah. That's this one, right?
20.
Yeah.
And add your perception modifier.
Where's that?
Wherever it says perception.
Can I ask a quick question? Did we leave the ox with the cart?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Or defenseless ox. 6. Tanis, roll a 6.
6 perception total.
Tanis was sleeping.
Okay. So, you guys are walking down the path for probably 5 minutes only, and you see what looks like. Sorry, Sigurd, you're keeping your eyes down, kind of following the tracks. There was a fork that you narrowly avoided going the wrong direction. You followed the correct direction. You're kind of keeping your eyes down, but right behind you, you feel a little tap, and it's Cyrus who's pointing ahead of you. You look up for a second, and you see suspended from a trap similar to the one that you guys just saw is a what appears to be a human female in a blue and silver cloak, kind of draped, hanging upside down by her foot.
Guys, get a load of this. We caught us a live one.
Is she alive?
I don't know. Somebody should go check.
Should have been your first question.
Well, is it a trap? Do we want to go and check?
Does it look like she's trapped?
Yes.
It looks
Yes.
like she's alive.
She's kind of wiggling around. She doesn't really see you guys at this point. She's trying to get her hands up to her ankle to untie her.
We can clearly tell it's a female. We can clearly tell it's a female
Yes.
human.
You've gotten closer now, and you can see that the female human.
What is this a similar trap to the one we just saw? Tree with a rope.
Very, very similar, in fact.
And how high would her? Well, if she's upside down, how far are her hands off the path?
It's hard to say. Between 10 and 20 feet, though.
Woof.
Should we yell out to her?
I'm gonna ready my warhammer and shield just in case. But sure.
After seeing that it's a female human, I run out in front of the group and in front of the line and be like, "Who goes there?" and wait for a response and see if there's
Am
a
I allowed
response.
to yell back? Can I hear from now if I had such a crappy perception check?
You can hear him. He is yelling to you.
Okay. Then I yell back, "Help me!"
Why are you here, traveler? Why are you here, traveler?
Do I actually go into it now?
Yeah.
Can you get me down first?
I'm not sure if you're a threat. I'm not sure if you're a threat or not. I need to know what's going on here. Why are you in a trap?
Well, what you see as you get closer, as you ran out in front of the group, is there is in front of you kind of an old-looking, beat-up battle axe on the ground, probably dropped when she got hoisted up into this tree.
Take it and run.
Gotcha.
Don't even think about it. Don't touch my axe. I'll get down eventually, maybe.
So, what are you doing out here? What are you doing out here? Why are you out here?
I was trying to follow Gundren and Sildar. I don't know if you've heard of them. I was going to help them, and I left early to make sure everything went smoothly. And
I cut her off and run up and say, "What have you done with my cousin?" And shake my warhammer and try to hit her, but I'm way too short, and I completely whiff.
Just get me down. Just get me down, and I will tell you the rest.
First off, what's your name?
My name is Lady Tanis.
Lady Tanis.
Doesn't look like
Lady
lady from where I'm standing.
Hey, I'm upside down. Keep your eyes in your head.
Should we help her
Let's
down,
take a
guys,
vote.
or just leave her? We can just walk by and.
Well,
just
she
throw
doesn't
that
seem like a
axe
threat,
together.
and her axe is off of her. So why don't one of you pick up the axe and we can cut her down?
Tanis, I will tell you at this point that you do have your javelin, and you might be able to throw one.
You know, I'm gonna reserve it for now because clearly it wasn't helping me too much being upside down. So I'm
What-
kind of hoping they'll help me out.
Is she facing a particular direction?
She's kind of facing towards you, but the axe is directly underneath her, so she's been keeping her eye on the axe the whole time.
How far up in the tree is she?
If she were cut down, it'd probably be 10 to 20 foot fall.
How much rope is from her feet to the tree?
Guys, I
like, to where the
still
rope
have
is?
my
How much rope
harness.
is
Maybe
there?
we could find a way to use that to catch her once we cut the rope.
What if we throw one end of it sounds like Varian and I both have rope. What if we throw one end of our rope to her and then she like ties it around her waist and we pull her down and then just cut her free?
Do you think that tension is not going to be? Is that tension?
I mean,
gonna be
I
too
think
much,
that
you
sounds like a better idea than Varian firing an arrow up there to cut her down. So.
I have a lot of accuracy. I have a lot of accuracy, guys.
I can't say that it's not going to fling her up, but the only other option I see is either someone climbing what seems to be a very bare pole, or us chopping down the tree and hoping that it doesn't crash on her.
There's a bear around here. There's a bear around here.
All right, let's try it.
I think typically
5 pounds.
Wait, do we have Steve? Do you think we have anything that can help this spell wise?
that's what I was trying to look. Not really.
Does your mage hand skill have the ability to manipulate things? Like, could you untie?
Yeah, but I can manipulate the trap, but I wouldn't be able to. I'm pretty sure I can't like levitate and hold her in the air.
What if we take?
Could you?
What if we
I can take a rope up over a branch and hand it back down to her.
Like, what if we take one of our lengths of rope and weave it into a crude net and just try to catch her after you untie the knot?
Oh.
Yeah. Like you do the parachute thing in gym when you're 5.
As they're discussing, I pull out an arrow into my longbow and like, are you guys sure you don't want me to just shoot her down?
No one wants you to
We have
shoot
no way to catch
again.
her.
Please
I
don't
put my hands over my neck.
Please don't shoot.
As you do that, I look over to Carrick and actually ask him, whatever happened to that arrow?
I'm gonna walk up behind him and slap him.
This is kind of an awkward spot for me right now.
Well,
Varian,
It's a souvenir, dude. I took it in the neck. Like, it's definitely in my pocket.
roll a perception check, and you roll a stealth check.
I'm
Roll
rolling
a
what?
perception check.
21.
Guys, if you want to get real crazy, I could just burning hand the rope.
What do I roll?
Add your strength mod.
Down, but I'm not loving these options here, guys.
Good.
Yeah. Just
19.
As you're saying this to Carrick, what you don't see is up from behind you. You feel a hand impact the side of your face. You one of bludgeoning damage as Kaylin just slaps the shit out of you.
I know she traveled all the way up to the front of the group to do that. That's impressive. Okay, that's cool.
You didn't notice your perception.
Okay, gotcha.
But, okay, to get her down, best option is you're going to take her rope up over to her, like Matt said, and have her tied to her waist, and then we can lower her down.
Who said
or
it?
we form a net, and then I untie it, and we catch her in it.
I don't know if we have enough rope to create a net big enough to catch her. Now that I think about it, Varian, how many feet of rope are you carrying?
I've got a bunch of feet. I got about like 50 or so feet of rope.
Okay.
How far is she from the tree branch she's hanging from?
Like 10, 15 feet.
And from the ground?
What if?
So the tree branch is about 40 feet up in the air, you'd say?
Yes. Well, 30 to 40, yeah.
So here's another idea. I still have that harness from when I was hanging in the tree. So what if somebody climbs up the tree, drops the harness down, and then we cut the rope? Then she's secured in the harness. We can lower her down.
Or we make a zip line for her. By shooting an arrow with the rope on it into the tree. Obviously, this is going to be Sire's taking this shot. And then she just flips up and slides down.
Down here, like, talking about your plan, Tanis is just getting more frustrated.
Sound like it.
She's probably just reading a book up there anyway, so she's happy no one's bothering her.
Guys, come on, get me down.
Well, what is an idea?
My option's still here. Just saying, I'm still willing to just shoot it down.
You're the one in the tree. What do you want us to do?
I mean, how accurate of a shot are you? Because what I've been hearing, it's not
I think you'd prefer me to shoot you down than him, if I'm being honest with you, Lady Tanis.
The concern with shooting is the fact that she's then going to plummet 20 feet, and we have to figure out a way to slow that.
You can catch her, can't you? You can catch her, can't you?
That's one hell of a test of my strength.
You're gonna make a dude that's 4 foot off the ground catch me?
Why don't I just run a rope up to her?
And have...
Like,
I like the harness
to
idea.
delay someone climbing. Take a rope up over a top thing, come down, tie it to her, and then when she unties her rope, we can just lower her down to the ground.
Yeah, I think she's got plenty. I think we have plenty of rope between us to send the harness up over the top somehow, maybe with a rock. Like, tie it to the other end and fling it over.
I can carry it up over with my
I can shoot an arrow over.
I don't know that your arrow's got enough force to carry the rope, would it? I don't honestly know the answer to that.
Yeah, I mean,
Sigurd, you look pretty strong. Why don't we try tying a rock to it? You can throw it over, and we'll get that harness up to her.
Can I carry it over with my magic hand?
You can certainly.
What is your hand capable?
Together.
Yeah, there's also 2 of us.
I absolutely love that.
2 hands are better than 1. 2 hands are better than 1.
Double mage hand over the limb.
Double Dutch rudder. Double Dutch rudder.
And bring it down to us.
I gotta say, guys, I'm a little skeptical of this plan, but just get me down.
Well, if it doesn't work, then I'll throw a rock, and then we'll let Varian shoot you. I mean, we're not going to lose anything by trying it.
Right.
The mage hand cannot hold my harness. This is not going to work. So, Sigurd, once again, just try to throw a rock over the tree.
Wait, explain why the mage hand can't hold your harness?
Because the rope went through the mage hand before when it triggered the other trap. How would it be able to hold my rope?
Wouldn't it be a fixation on what you want it to be able to manipulate?
Yes.
We can hold the rope with a mage hand.
Oh.
They fixated on the fact they didn't want their hand to get flung into oblivion.
Okay, Carrick, here's my harness.
Wonder Twin Powers, activate.
Oh, we need like a freaking handshake over the Skype for this. Ready? Ready? Steve, do this. Steve, put your damn hand in the air. Yeah.
Every time you guys cast a spell together, you got to do it.
Yes.
It's official.
You guys grab the rope harness. You take it up. And at first, it doesn't seem like the hands together are going to be able to lift that much weight. But you both concentrate, pull it up, get it around the branch, tie it. It's now hanging about where she is, where Tanis is hanging. So Tanis, you could possibly grab it and get into the basket.
Okay, I want to do that. How do I do that?
Wait, not tie it. Did we tie it? I thought we were bringing the other end back down to us.
No. We're holding on the ground. The rope that got carried up over is hanging next to her. We have one end on the ground. The hanging part is the free end for her to climb into, and then lower her.
Guys, my harness is only 10 feet long, so you would have had to have tied some rope to it. I thought, Sigurd, you were tying rope to the harness to bring up over the tree.
Did we just move a harness by itself into the tree?
Yep. It's just a 10-foot harness that she can hang 10 even higher than she is now.
Okay.
I mean, how badly is 20 feet really gonna hurt? Just cut me down.
I thought the whole thing was the harness was tied to the rope.
Yeah, I guess I didn't realize how much rope you had left on your harness.
That sucks.
Yeah,
That sucks.
it's not that much. So you want to bring it back down and tie another rope to it and take it up?
Guys, you know what?
Wonder Twin Powers, reactivate.
Okay, I have a better idea than that, but I just want to do this thing, so I don't care what it is.
What was your better idea?
Boom.
All right. With the two rope pieces tied together in the harness, the hands grab the harness and start taking it up. They get about 35 feet in the air and cannot lift any more weight.
I
It's
thought
too
you said the branch was only 30 feet up.
branch like 40 feet up.
Guys, if we attach the rope to the tree, why can't she climb down herself? Like if there's a rope hanging next to her in the tree that goes all the way to the ground, why can't she just climb down it?
My foot's stuck in the trap.
Yeah, because she has
How
to.
do you think I'm up there?
She'd have to untie herself while holding the rope.
Then
Idea.
Varian gets to do its arrow thing.
Listening.
Exactly.
Dude, did you see how fast he turned his head around when I said that?
Down. I'm down. My arrow's still knocked and ready.
Why does that not surprise me?
Wait. What if we just tie the rope up there? Do you have some sort of Tanis? Do you have some sort of knife or something on you that you could just cut it?
I mean, I have a javelin.
Yeah, I mean
that could work.
you can try to cut it.
All right, get the rope up there. I'll try and cut the rope off my foot.
We take the harness off of the rope to reduce the weight, and then try and tie the rope just from the branch to the ground.
Okay.
Maybe.
Yeah.
So you're kind of secured in the harness. You've got freedom of movement. So I mean, you just cut your foot out and kind of land in the harness. You're being suspended for now.
Wait, I thought the harness was off.
I thought you brought the harness up.
I'm confused. What did we just do? I thought we just sent the rope up only.
Right now, she's hanging in a harness. Let's just go from there.
We're going
Yeah.
from there. Love it.
Harness.
How high off the ground is she now that she's not upside down?
She's not upside down. She's in the harness. She's kind of sagged down to about 15 feet off the ground.
That is a heavy person dropping that much in the harness and just gonna throw that out there.
Watch your shit.
Okay, now she's 15 off the ground, and we have 50 feet of rope that we can get up to her. She can tie it off on her branch and climb herself down.
She'd have to climb up the harness rope 25 feet to tie it off.
There's no
How
branches
tall?
right around her.
Tannis, how tall are you? If you hang down from the bottom of the harness, like if you just hold onto it with your hands, how far off the ground do you think you'll be?
We did not discuss this. Am I allowed to make this up?
Yeah,
There's-
you're 5 foot something.
It's average human height.
I am 5'6", so 25.
So you'll only be about 10 feet off the ground then, since you're hanging 15 feet up
Yep.
right now.
Cut and
Hang
drop.
down
I
off the
jump off.
harness, and we'll send Sigurd in to catch you.
I like it.
I can drop 10 feet all day.
I'm gonna walk like 20 feet up the path and keep a lookout while this is
Roll a
happening.
perception check.
8,
Okay.
like 20 feet.
What if we just piled like leaves and shit underneath her to break her fall a little bit? That seems easy, and then she can just drop.
Dude, you
By the
just-
time we collect the leaves, she's probably gonna lose her grip on the rope anyways. I mean, I think you're the strongest one of us here. I think that, 10 feet, you can do it.
All right, I'll go for it. Why not? I'd put my shield and warhammer down. Variant,
Shoot the rope.
variant
Shoot
crack
the
shot.
rope.
Could you
She can just
train
let go
an
of the
arrow?
harness. You don't have to shoot anything.
Variant, just knock an arrow, but don't draw it, just in case she decides to do something squirrely.
Yep, took an arrow knocked her.
Oh,
Took an
it's
arrow
first of
knocked
all,
her
with
in the
arrows
landing zone.
pointed at me, but okay.
We don't know you. It's fine. We don't know you.
What am
It's
I
fine.
rolling?
Ditto, good sir. Ditto.
Are you driving like towards him?
Yeah. I mean, I don't really have any other options, so.
Oh, Lord.
Acrobatics check, and Sigurd, let's have you roll a strength check.
More like a strength saving throw. Am I right?
If I roll another 3, I swear. I got 17, and my acrobatics is a negative 16.
Uh-oh. 11.
Okay. So
That's not too bad.
she
That's not too
falls
bad.
pretty gracefully, kind of trying to angle herself so that she can be caught. But you kind of miss the catch a little bit, but you're in place enough and you're braced. So So you did good. She doesn't take any damage, but she kind of crushes you, and you take 2 points of falling damage as she lands on top of you in a heap.
Sure.
Sorry, dude, but thanks. I appreciate it.
Does she roll for a swoon check? Because I'm her hero.
Yeah.
No.
She's not.
If you guys need some time, we can just go down the trail farther.
Go find more of your chips.
All right, I harumph a little bit and brush myself off and go collect all my stuff.
Thanks so much for rescuing me, guys. I really appreciate it.
Okay, I would like to I'm gonna run up to Tanis with my sword drawn and ask her what happened with Gundren.
Hey, how far?
Before she can pick up her axe or take out her javelin, preferably.
Well, Tannis, what are you doing once you get down?
Did you say Tanis?
Hello.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
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 Tannis, what are you doing?
I said thanks, but I'm gonna definitely run towards my axe because I don't know these people either.
I thought someone was holding
Okay,
on to her axe.
No, it's still
No,
just
it did.
Nobody ever picked it up. Nobody ever picked it up.
Tanis and is to roll dexterity checks. Just dexterity.
I'm getting water real fast.
23.
Where dexterity is.
It's one of the big ones.
Oh, 11.
Okay, so Tanis, you go for your axe instinctually, but Cyrus beats you with sword drawn, pointed in your direction, standing right above your axe.
Sure. Whoa. Hey, I didn't mean anything by it. I'm just, trying to. We're cool. We're cool. I swear.
All I know is that you mentioned Gundren's name, and we've seen blood, and you've been trapped in a tree. You need to explain what's going on now, or you will not live past this moment.
Hey, I don't know what's going on. I've been in a tree for God knows how long, and I gotta tell you what, my head hurts.
As Cyrus is holding her at sword point, I walk up and take the axe and move it further away from her.
At this point, I've also moved up with my assist to do a perception check because we just made a hell of a lot of noise in the woods with someone falling out of a tree.
Yep.
I should make sure no one heard that and is coming towards us.
Sure. Yeah, make a perception check.
Wait, what was I rolling for? What was my perception? 11.
Got it.
Look, I don't know you guys, and I don't know what's going on, but I appreciate you saving me. I'm not a threat to you. I am just here to do a job, and some crazy shit went down. I don't even know. I've been hanging here for feels like forever.
We were just ambushed. Why should I trust you?
Well, I mean, I couldn't really help you too much considering I've been in a tree, so not sure how I'm going to convince you of that one other than the fact that really couldn't help you out that much.
What job were you hired for? It sounds like you have knowledge of my cousin. I'd like to know what it is that you were contracted to do. Are you here to kill him?
No, nothing like that. I was here to help protect the wagon full of stuff. And I was going on ahead to meet up with Gundren and Sidlar. Sidlar. And I was following them. I wanted to leave early. I wanted to make sure everything was going okay. And I saw them get attacked. I couldn't do anything about it. There were 7 goblins. I mean, I'm good, don't get me wrong, but I'm not that good. And so I decided to follow them, and it was awful. They got dragged off, and then I sort of got stuck. But I swear, when I saw them last, I mean, they were still alive, I think.
Sigurd, what do you think? It's your cousin. Should I stab her, or you want me to let her go?
Cyrus, I hate to say this, but we don't know diddly shit about what happened to my cousin or Sidlar. Unfortunately, this lady seems to know more than we do and might prove useful, at least getting us to where he's at. I'd say hold off on stabbing for now, but maybe we retain the axe for a little while, have further conversation as we continue on.
Tanis, to be clear, I have no ill will towards you, and I don't know the whole story, but I do not trust you, so I will drop my sword for now, but if you prove to be deceptive in any way...
Sure, legit.
Listen, one of her, and we made a whole lot of noise. Let's move, guys.
I had another thought. Why don't we give her back the axe and make her lead?
I like it.
Then if we get ambushed, she'll be the first one to go down anyways, and she can't spin nearly as fast as we can to hit her in the back of the head.
I mean, I can't say I'm a huge fan, but I guess if he's your cousin, and I really don't have a choice, I'll take my axe over not anything at all.
Yeah. Put her in front and let's move.
All right, let's go.
Also, did our perception checks roll anything, Eric?
Yeah, I mean, you guys were up there looking around. You guys saw a deer out in the woods.
Variant, deer.
I'm not up there. I'm not up there.
Okay, so guys, while you were all back there fucking catching someone out of a tree, we were up front checking, and all of you seen since that all happened is a deer. But I still think we should move because we have made a lot of noise.
Let's do it.
Let's continue down the path.
All right, so what's your marching order now? I mean,
Did you
guys...
get your rope back? You may want that later.
And my harness?
Yeah.
Hey, Wonder Twins, can you get that harness down before we leave?
Yeah. Ready?
Zach's waiting. Zach's waiting.
What's your marching order?
It'd be,
Tannis up front, forced to march.
Sigurd, do you want to be behind her because you're the one who's got...
I'll follow Tannis. I'll just have my shield ready in case she tries to pull something. And
if anyone makes a call of putting her down, it should be you because this is kind of your...
Yeah, I ready my warhammer and my shield, and I'll follow. Not within so call it 10 feet behind her.
Right. Yeah.
Not within.
Sigurd,
not within spinning distance.
Sigurd, I will follow behind you as we were before.
I'll take up the rear again.
Yeah, I'll be right behind the. Yeah, I'll be right behind the little one.
All right. So you guys march forward. What's everyone doing?
What time of day is this right now?
I mean, you guys haven't been going for that long. It's probably like 7:30, 8 o'clock.
Okay.
I mean, I guess I'll be checking and looking forward because I'm leading proudly and bravely leading the way with a little bit of fear in my heart.
Looking for forward.
Hmm?
What are you looking for as you're looking forward?
I'm still watching the tracks. I mean, I've had good amount of time to sort of study the area that I was stuck in for God knows how long. So I saw the way that they went, and I'm following and sort of keeping an eye out as well.
Okay. Then Sigurd, what you got? What are you looking for? What are you doing?
I got one eye on Tannis. Probably her posterior, and the other eye is generally watching.
Well, fair. From your height, you have a real good view. So.
Yeah, and she's just a shapely individual. So, no, I'm generally speaking watching her just to make sure she doesn't try to sprint. And other than that, I'm just sort of looking. Well, as looking at her, I probably don't see a whole lot in front of me, so maybe a little bit of side to side every once in a while.
Okay, and
Cyrus?
Huh? Oh, sorry. Yeah, I'm gonna put my sword away and draw my bow back out and loosely hold an arrow in it just in case I need to use it. In case she tries to
anybody
run
else,
or pull anything.
anybody else doing anything real specific?
I'm just gonna keep looking behind us.
Okay, so
I'm standing wood.
let's have Tannis roll a survival check. Let's have Sigurd, roll perception, and Kaylin, roll perception.
18.
1.
21.
I'll be looking.
Sure, yeah.
Yeah, I got these new dice. I just kind of want to. I only rolled an 8, so the back of the bus is not doing so hot right now.
Well, back of the bus, you and your sister, you guys were fast enough to keep an eye out, trying to find more deer. Unsuccessful, though. Tannis, you're following the tracks pretty well. Your blood is not a good, and the drag marks are getting a little less deep.
Aerating again.
Eric, you're fading.
Tough to hear.
Hear me now?
Going in and out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry, I was
Yeah.
kind of speaking down.
All I heard was I'm following the tracks pretty well.
You are following the tracks pretty well. You are keeping an eye out. There's no blood at this point. The tracks are getting a little shallower. The tracks are getting a little deeper. It looks like the drag marks are getting deeper. Like the person who's being dragged doesn't have as much strength to kind of keep themselves up. All they're probably fully unconscious at this point. And Sigurd, you're kind of looking out. You don't see much forward. Keeping your eye on the peripheral, you don't really see anything. Any signs of foul play, until you start to see Tannis. At first, you think she's trying to take off at a run, so you kind of grab your warhammer quickly. But you notice she's not running. She's kind of half falling. So Tannis, I'm gonna need you to roll a dexterity saving throw.
Is that still
Yeah, and then just whatever it says here.
good?
Oh, no.
1.
1. Okay. So Sigurd, you think she's taking off, and then you just notice her fall straight down into a 10-foot deep pit. Tannis, as you get to the bottom of this pit that you're completely not expecting, you take 2 points of falling damage as you on the bottom.
It's so much work to get her down from 10 feet of tree, and then she just eats it into a hole.
Hey, I had information for you, okay?
I would like to
about where
search
there's
the
a hole in
area
the ground.
and see if I can find any more symbols around that I can read.
Roll an investigation check. What's everybody else doing?
I'm
gonna scan the woods because someone put a trap
10.
there. They might be watching it.
I'm scanning the opposite direction as Carrick.
I'm gonna go in front of the pit,
Okay.
like
so
through the woods
all,
around it.
all 3 of you roll perception checks.
As they're doing that, I slide up to the pit on my knees and scream and yell down, "Are you okay?" to Tannis.
I'm fine, but I'm gonna sit here for a few minutes.
Got a 9.
Okay.
7.
So, Sigurd, you're kind of looking forward a little bit, or you're looking off to the right, to the east, sorry, and Carrick, you're looking off to the west. You guys are both scanning through the woods looking for signs of an attack. Neither of you see anything. Kaylin, you go forward. You look out. You don't see anything obvious. You notice the woods kind of start to open up. The path gets a little wider and kind of exits into kind of a meadow area. And then, what was your investigation check?
10.
You look around, in the near vicinity. You don't find any of the white marks like you were looking for.
All right.
I'm gonna take 10 foot of rope out, and throw it down to Lady Tannis. And try to.
But he anchored to be
try
right
to
through it down.
Just throw the rope.
No, I'm holding on to the other end. I'm just gonna. I'm gonna try to see if she grabs it and try to pull her up.
I'm gonna put down my warhammer.
Okay. Okay. Good. So I need Tannis. I need you to roll an athletics check, and I need Varian to roll an athletics check with advantage.
It'll just be strength. Alright.
23.
14.
All right. So Varian, you throw down the rope. You're trying to help her out. You give her a look like I'm helping you. You're pulling some rope, and she just like scales quickly up and gets out and pats you on the shoulder, and you're like, damn.
I look at it and like, that was hot. But to myself, she didn't care.
Yeah. What's still-
We're gonna.
14?
Did anybody find anything when they were looking around? I mean, should we investigate the hole in the ground, or should we just keep going?
Well, we didn't see any markings. We didn't see anything on the woods on either side of us.
Candace, you had a good look. It looked like it was kind of a typical pit trap with some like loose leaves kind of put at the top to make it look like it was part of the floor. And then as soon as you step on it, it just kind of dropped your weight out from underneath.
So probably the same people that laid the trap that I fell into before. Apparently, I'm awesome at finding these traps. Clearly, I'm meant to lead.
Tanis came up with her great axe, yeah? Or are we going to have to go back down and get that?
She's got it. She had it in one hand and kind of just one-handed out of the
What a boss.
I'm Bam, by the way.
Wow. I say we keep moving. We've been dawdling in this area enough, and this seems like a real dangerous place to be.
I think we're almost at the end of this path. Looks like there's a clearing up ahead.
All right, I'm guessing you guys still want me to lead, because that seems like a bad idea. But sure, I'll keep going. Hey, no.
Cyrus, keep an eye on Tanis, would you? I'm going to take point again. She doesn't seem to be able to avoid traps very well.
Okay.
So,
Right.
Eric, switch us.
Yeah.
Yeah, but there's a tick in my room and I need to go throw it outside. So sorry, hold on.
You're fine.
Now's your time to strike, dude.
Thought we were in the forest. We're not in our room. What kind of shit is this?
Which is the perfect place for a tick.
Exactly.
You need to roll a health check to get that
I
off.
want to play. I'll make it more real.
Do you need more water, bud? All right, hang on.
Ooh, as we were there, we saw a moose drinking some water.
And trying to steal laundry out of the laundry basket.
There's no laundry.
It's metaphorical laundry.
Gotta take stuff out of our packs.
There you go. Yeah, exactly.
You shouldn't have had those chips in there. Or to attract wildlife.
That's why the wolves keep following you.
So you guys are kind of walking back, and Sigurd, you're the first person to see this. The path kind of opens up.
Sorry.
The trees start to open up in front of you.
Hang on. He's in the bedroom. So,
I can hear you.
oh, he can hear you. Never mind.
So you're looking out into kind of waist deep grass, and now you can start to hear it. Probably 100 feet out in front of you, you see kind of a slowly flowing river. Like I said, 80, 100 feet out in front of you. At the same time, you can kind of see that the trees were obscuring it, but off to your left, there's a hillside that starts to kind of rise up into like a mountain face. You don't think you're far enough north to be, to any of the major mountain ranges, but this is a large hill kind of it's in the middle of these woods. It's kind of a rocky cliff face. And the river is kind of coming out of a small opening.
How deep is the river?
We're 100
I'd like
feet away.
to do a perception check on the general area to see if I can continue picking up the path with the drag marks?
Okay, sure, yeah. Roll a perception check. Also, you have no idea how deep the river is. You're 100 feet out, so.
4. Nope, sorry, 7.
All right, I mean, a quick scan, what you can see is this pasture probably stretches, as the trees open up, you're talking probably 40 feet wide, and 100 feet to the river. So it's a pretty big open area that you're seeing. And you can see kind of the like a cave opening where the water's kind of flowing out.
Does anybody see any signs of where that path went with the drag marks? I'm not catching anything right now.
Yeah, you guys aren't really seeing a path. The path kind of abruptly, like the foot marks and the tread kind of wears out evenly. It looks like whoever was walking this path would walk, in different directions and through this tall grass. So the tracks are going to be very tall at this point.
How far are we from the cave?
Probably about 120 feet.
And is the cave on the same elevation that we are?
It's probably 10, 15 feet up from where you are. I mean, this meadow kind of slopes gradually upward.
Guys, any thoughts? I'm kind of at a loss for which way I think they went from here.
I think we should check the cave.
Yeah.
Goblins like caves.
Cave goblin, sure. All right, let's
Right.
go. Let's go towards the cave.
Probably.
You do know that, yeah.
Considering how
Do we all want to just walk out into this open area?
Yeah, and also let's not do it in a line.
I would like to hold back at the tree line while whoever starts heading over that way.
is there any
Who's got the best range? Who's got the best range weapon ability?
I'll head ahead of everybody else and kind of just scope through. I'll keep an eye out on the cave entrance
Or Varian,
to see if I see any kind of lights or movement as I move forward through the meadow.
you don't want to hold back with me since we both are range. We can then.
I want to see if I can see anything. Maybe I can surprise attack something I see from the
Okay.
distance. It would be-
Cyrus, why don't you you got anything you can stealth back there with, just in case there's somebody behind us?
Can
So
I?
If we come too far out into the meadow now, are we like in the open or are we still at the edge of the forest?
Kind of still at the forest.
I'm already moving out into. I'm already moving out into the meadow a little bit ahead of everybody else. Do I see anything from in front of the cave or along the river?
Are you moving just into the meadow, or are you trying to?
I'm just going kind of on a straight beeline towards like the river and the cave opening, just on a slower pace, trying to like just keep with my bow ready.
Roll a perception check.
Yeah, can I try to stealth behind a tree while he's doing that, just in case, so I can't be seen, but I can still see everything?
Yeah, roll a stealth check.
14.
Okay.
Can I use
11.
station to do like music right outside of the cave entrance? There's no range on it. Oh, 10 feet. Never mind.
No, you cannot.
Never mind.
I was just reading that too, to see if we could do something.
So Varian, you kind of sneak up. You're keeping low, kind of trying to use a little bit of the grass for cover as you make your approach. When you're about 40 feet out, what you notice across the river is that there is a small wooden platform built, and on top of it there are two goblins that are just sort of talking to each other, is what it looks like from your vantage point. I mean, you're about 60 feet away from them, but you're 20 feet from the river, or 40 feet from the river. It's another 20 feet back off the river on the other side where you see these goblins. They are on the other side. It is kind of hidden by the brush, but they don't notice you.
I'm gonna slowly creep back to the group, get close to them, and let fill them in on my findings of two goblins on a wooden, almost like raft-looking like thing at the end of the river.
Varian, did you see any way to get to their side of the river from where you were at?
Nothing specific. Nothing specific. No.
You said they're on a raft on the river?
No, they're on
It was
a
a wo-
platform
it was,
on
it
the
was like yeah, it was like a wooden object, almost raft-like, but on
How
the edge
far
of the
across
river.
the river do you think it is?
The river is about, depending on where you're looking, it's 5 to 10 feet wide.
Varian, I have an idea. Since we are both ranged, what if I stealth up behind you and you and me can both shoot each one of the goblins each, and we won't have to worry about an encounter then? Not stealth up, but just walk up, with you.
If you don't know if there are other goblins over there that'll be able to see, is it such a great idea to kill them now?
Yeah, or do you want to try to find a way to get across the river and then take them out so they're already on that side? So we take them out on this side of the river, and they see their dead sentries, they're going to be on alert, and they're going to have to cross the river with more people in our face.
How far is this platform from the mouth of the cave?
20 feet.
About 20. It's about 20 to 30 feet from the mouth of the cave.
Can this platform? You said the platform was partially concealed. Can the goblins on the platform be seen by the cave entrance?
And vice versa.
It's hard to say. Varian didn't get a fantastic look.
So while I would totally be down for that, Cyrus, but our party seems to differ in
Well, if we
opinion,
try to cross
so
the
I don't
river
wanna
first and there's more
step on
over
anyone's
there, we're
toes.
making all of ourselves vulnerable instead of taking out 2 of them right from the get-go.
I don't have a problem with it. I just think some of us should be facing the cave, and maybe one should be facing. No, you said. So the cave is here, and there. Whatever the flank of that would be, so that because they said something about more people possibly coming across the river. Is that just our speculation, or?
Yeah.
When I was about more people, I was just saying if they saw us take out the sentries, if they can see from the cave, they're gonna send more people out or be on alert, and then we have to try to cross the river with more people watching the river than if we cross like farther up, come down, and then take them out on when we're already on the correct side of the river.
I'm sure unless we travel far down the river, there's no way to cross without them.
I mean, they had the advantage on us last time, and we almost lost Carrick in the battle, so.
Worst case scenario is we're trying to find Sildar and Gundren. So if we take these 2 out and we're forced into a battle, I mean, let's take care of them. I'm always down to knock an arrow and throw it towards my enemies. So
wait,
it's up to you guys. I won't shoot unless you guys decide it's the right move. But I'm ready to go.
I trust your instincts on this one. I'm going to move to a position, if you're going to do this, to try and watch the entrance of the cave, just in case. I don't want you to get flanked.
Now, there is a kind of tree line along the mountain face that you might be able to sneak around in.
So we can make it to the cave while avoiding them completely? Or
are we gonna do this before we find a way to cross the river, or do you want to find a way to cross the river? Then we can come back and still shoot him if we want.
I agree with Varian that I don't think we can get far enough away that they wouldn't see us cross the river. So I think we have 4 ranged members of this group. Somebody's got to be able to hit something.
Okay.
Yeah, you could probably get 20, 25 feet away from the cave entrance skewered. After that, it's open.
I can help guard the cave if somebody wants to go after the other guys, because I can throw my javelin 30 feet.
What if we move through the woods to within 25 feet of 25 feet of the cave? So what would that put us from the goblins?
50-ish feet.
Hey, Bowman, what's your accurate range? Is that?
It wouldn't be an issue. It wouldn't be an issue. No issue at all.
Then I
wouldn't be
say
an
we
issue for
sneak
me
through the
either.
woods to try to get an advantage on those shots, and Tanis and I will watch the cave entrance to make sure nothing comes after you. I don't.
If we can get to that tree line, can we have an unobscured view towards said goblins?
Yes. You know, the platform that they're on does offer them some cover. They'll probably have half cover. What?
Okay.
We could also
It's
put
okay.
him.
Varian's good with the headshot.
Or we could just take a direct angle and see what happens.
I prefer the neck shot.
There's only 2 of them, and they can't get to our side of the river unless they're magic.
Yep, I'd say that's a good plan. I'd say that's a good plan.
So if we're gonna do this, I don't want to separate out into 2 groups. I just say just pop up, hit him, and then if they do charges, at least we're all on the spot together. Whereas if we're trying to spread out to watch a whole bunch of different angles.
It's not so much spreading out; it's just which way we're looking.
I mean, you could just do a thing.
So I go into the tree line. Anyone that wants to follow me can come with. Is anyone following me?
You.
Me too.
All right, I need
Yeah,
everyone
me
who's
three.
going along the tree line to roll stealth checks.
So, are you not gonna shoot them with me, Varian? Because you're leading in the tree line.
I'm going to shoot them from the tree line. We shouldn't have the whole group go.
I'll stay,
But
but I
if you
don't
could
want
hear
to
the
be
2 that are
snapping
shooting, you
my
and
head
me
at
can't
all.
separate.
We can shoot them from different angles, but you can come with me then.
Also, are we leaving Tanis by herself yet?
For stealth check, Tanis and Sigurd, you have disadvantage.
Yeah.
Oh, we have. Yeah. Well,
What does that mean?
you have to roll again and take the lower of the 2. I don't think I can get lower than that, but we'll try.
16.
That's fine.
Yeah.
9.
I'll take a big Uno. I'm skipping and whistling through the trees apparently.
And you, you know, so what's everybody else?
I had a 14.
Is everyone coming with, or are they? Is everyone
So
coming
it's
with,
me,
or are
Kaylin,
they
and
staying,
Carrick.
or what?
Back at the end of the path right now.
Yeah, if they're going on the tree line, we should move up so we're not, 90 feet away from the river if something happens.
Cyrus, I thought you were going with to shoot.
I thought that was a 1-2.
She never decided to come. She never decided to come. She's kind of
Okay.
back.
All right, so who's in the group that went? It would be
It's myself, Sigurd, and
And
Tim.
and Kaylin.
Oh, I didn't hear that. Okay. Oh, I didn't hear that.
What did you
Okay.
roll?
14.
14. Varian.
16.
Okay.
16.
Sigurd.
I got a big 1,
One cool. And
not natural, but
and
uh,
right?
I got a 9.
So you guys, the two chainmail wearing people, you're walking through and you kind of get that metal scraping sound as you're trying to be stealthy, trying to hide.
And we should move up through the field a little bit during this.
Okay, so you guys are moving through the field. That's fine. So Varian, as you're readying your shot with your bow, you can hear the kind of grating of metal on metal. You've got your arrow nocked. You're looking, and as you're about to fire, you see the 2 goblins turn their head quickly towards you. I need everybody to roll for initiative.
I didn't hear that. What are we rolling for?
So I don't get my arrow out before. So I don't get my arrow out before they notice.
Do I add anything to it?
Not. They notice the sound before you can get going.
Got it. I rolled a 4.
Give me a second, guys. Let's see. So I'm just going to ask for your initiative. So 20 to 25.
21.
Wait, do we all need to roll?
Yes, everyone.
Yes.
21 also.
What's your guys' dexterity?
She's good.
What was I
16.
rolling?
Wait, hold on.
Oh, for
Is it-
initiative.
Is it 16 or is it 16 plus 3?
No, it's just 16.
Okay.
Mine's 15. So.
I'm going last.
15 to 20.
I got a 17.
10 to 15.
Good question.
Why are we so bad at initiative?
5 to 10.
I got a 9.
Uh, 1 to 5.
My world.
I rolled a
That's
4.
my world.
I rolled a
Both
4.
got
I
4.
rolled a 4.
I rolled a
What's your
4.
dexterity?
I don't know.
What?
What?
What's your
I rolled a 4. Oh, dexterity 16.
Okay. In the case of a tie, the person with the highest dexterity will go first.
Got it.
My dexterity is 15.
Pretty classic Carrick
I gotcha.
going last.
The number under
Well, I
plus
didn't know if
3,
I
yeah.
added the +2 to it or the 15 was just the base under. Oh no, wait, 15. Never mind. I remember a conversation with Matt yesterday.
Right. Cyrus, you're the first to act. You're about 60 feet from the goblins. As there's 2 of them, they turn, they see you, and they're getting ready. What are you doing?
Can I tell if either of them has a bow?
It looks like both of them have bows, actually.
Okay, well then I want to just
Actually, you're in the meadow, aren't you? You're like 100 feet away from them, and they are obscured through kind of wooded area.
But they can see us.
No, they just see us in the trees. No, they just see
Guys,
us in the trees.
the other group. They're focusing.
They see the unoiled tin man that went ka-clink ka-clank through the
Gotcha.
freaking forest.
so I'm 100 feet.
Dinky donk.
Yeah, you're about 100 feet.
Okay, well my range is about 80, so can I scooch on up to my ranged area and fire an arrow?
All right. So you have your bow and arrow out. You run up about 25 feet. You take aim. They do have 3/4 cover, but you can make an attack.
Okay, and then since they don't see me, does this count as also a sneak attack?
It will count as a sneak attack, yes.
Okay, so I rolled my 20 and then my d6.
Well, roll your 20 to see if you hit.
Okay,
What?
and then it's whatever I rolled plus my attack bonus.
Yes.
Okay, I got a 20.
Okay. You have advantage. So roll again.
Okay. 20 is the better.
Okay. So they have 3/4 cover. Okay, yeah. So you run up, you draw your arrow, you take aim through the trees, you find a good spot, you let loose your arrow, roll for damage.
Legolasina.
Okay, so I do 2 damage plus 3 piercing with an extra 3 for sneak attack.
Okay.
8.
So
Eight.
just the total number is fine. Sneak attack is the damage of whatever weapon you're using. So it'd all just be 8 piercing damage.
Okay.
So you draw your arrow, you let it loose, you find a path through the trees. It kind of snakes through, strikes the goblin high in the back as he's trying to look at the other group. He's too far away for you to hear anything, but you see his arms just kind of go up. He drops his bow, and he falls face forward into the platform that he's standing on. You can't see from this distance, but you are pretty sure that he's dead. Kaylin,
How far are we away from them?
you're like 100 feet. So you're in the second group.
The group
Cyrus,
that's in the woods?
no, you're the
No.
group that's in the meadow.
I'm not.
No, I'm the
No,
meadow.
she's in the woods.
No.
You're in the woods. Sorry. It's so confusing who's where.
Yes.
You're like 50 feet away.
Fif-
I used the miniature.
So what you saw from your vantage point was an arrow strike the one closest to the meadow, and the other one is trying to draw an arrow to his bow.
Okay, I'm going to use Ray of Frost on the
Okay,
one
yeah.
that's not dead.
Yep. to roll your ranged attack. He has half cover.
Okay, fine. 19.
19 will hit. Roll for damage.
Did it change again?
8.
Oh,
He's on his like fifth hat. Oh,
Yeah,
my
third
God.
shirt.
You change your shirt too?
Again, yes.
okay. So, you see the arrow strike the one. You take your opportunity. You draw as much cold energy as you can. Remove all the heat, and then emit a beam of frost. It's just a small beam. It strikes the goblin. So he's got a barrier in front of him as he's trying to draw his arrow. Strikes him in the shoulder joint, and you can see the ice as he takes 6 points of damage. Tanis, you're up.
So what am I doing now?
So it's your turn initiative, so now you have your move and your action.
But they're too far away from me, right? They're like still 50 feet or something like that.
50 feet.
You can also move forward. You can also move forward if you want.
All right, I'm gonna move forward 20 feet,
Okay.
and I'm going to throw my javelin.
All right. So you grab your javelin. You run forward using your momentum to get a throw. You throw your javelin. Roll for your attack.
Woo!
And what do I add to that?
That's a crit. Your attack bonus.
Where is that?
Whatever your bonus, your javelin is 5. So
25.
Okay. So if you roll 1, just tell me.
20.
If you don't 1 or 20, just tell me what everything added up is. So, but you rolled a nat 20, so that will hit. Roll for damage.
Also a critical hit. Also a
Also,
critical
we'll
hit.
double the dice.
So you're rolling for damage, which is 1d6 plus 3, but because you naturally crit, you're going to roll that twice.
All right, sure.
D6 plus 3.
So 8. Right?
Is it 2d6 plus 6 or 2d6 plus 3?
3. 2d6 plus.
So 8. Yeah.
Okay. So you're really taking your chance to prove yourself to the group that you're useful. You run forward after you see the frost hit this goblin. You pull out your javelin. You take aim. You throw with all your might. The javelin comes up, striking the goblin through the eye, and itself in the back of his skull as he just kind of falls back off the platform, a dull thud as he hits the ground.
That's super icky, but awesome.
As it happens, I just shove an elbow into Sigurd and be like, Did you see that? Did you see that?
And I respond back, damn, son.
In a dwarfish voice.
You gotta work on that.
That was my Yoda dwarf.
What are you guys doing?
So is combat over?
As far as you're aware, yes.
I want to keep an eye on the opening of the cave, or look into the opening of the cave as much as I can to see if there's any kind of movement or lighting.
I'm gonna sneak over to the platform.
All right, roll a stealth check, and Varian roll a perception.
I'm gonna move as they're doing that. I'm gonna move up to within range. Let's say 10
11.
feet from the platform, so I can cover my sis as she goes to check it out.
Okay, sure.
I got a 12.
Okay, so you kind of try to sneak across the river. It's kind of difficult. It's a river.
I'm doing
so
it.
you kind of just wade across the river. You get over to where the goblins were. You look around the platform. 2 dead goblins. There's a set of stairs leading in the direction of the cave. So it looks like this outpost is actually for the cave.
And there's no other path leading from this outpost other than one to the cave?
To the cave.
Okay. I'm gonna climb up on top.
Okay.
Guess I just climbed the stairs or something.
Yeah, you
Okay.
climb the stairs.
I didn't know if there were stairs leading up to the top or like.
I don't know, she might trip.
Get that.
Cave, if I can see anything inside
From higher up.
from the platform.
Okay, sure. Roll a perception check with disadvantage
Why?
because the platform is up. Cave. I mean,
Oh.
you're like 10 feet above the cave now.
Oh, okay. Then I'm gonna look around me.
Okay.
And
Are you like looking around the area? Or
Yeah,
you're
the
looking
area.
At the platform.
The area.
Okay, roll a perception check.
7.
You look around. Woods out in front of you. Meadow off to the side. River. Cave.
Okay, I'm gonna climb back down then.
Okay.
Wait, before you do, grab my javelin. Can I yell that? Don't yell that.
Out to you. Grab my javelin.
She yelled it. She yelled it. Let's
Let's
hear it.
Strength check. This isn't gonna work very well, Tanis.
I believe in you.
Natural 1.
All right, you grab the javelin. You put your foot on the goblin's face. I mean, it's gross. There's blood. You don't want to mess up your robes. You kind of. Now it is stuck in the goblin's skull. You cannot get it out.
I'm gonna use prestidigitation to clean my boot.
Blood.
Come get it yourself if you want it. It seems stuck to me.
Yeah, I'm gonna run over there and get it myself because I feel like it might come in handy in the future.
Roll a strength check.
But I'm also not going to move across the river now I know that they're dead to the base of the stairs going up to the tower.
Oh, because that's
That's a
that.
saving throw. Yeah.
Okay, I got 14.
A wild wolf has a
A
beard.
wild wolf. All right, yeah, you go over. You put your boot on the goblin's face. You're not really grossed out by the blood. You just yank it right out, and it gives a little as the bones kind of crack as you pull it out. But you have your javelin back.
I'm gonna use my animal handling check to try to make that wild wolf my pet. But
No.
critical miss.
I'm gonna cast prestidigitation on Tanis's foot to clean it and say, cleanliness is next to godliness.
So the boot is completely clean. No more blood on it. No more, snot. And what did you say you were doing, Kara?
I've moved across the river now to the base of the steps.
Okay. What are you doing?
Then I'm seeing if from the base of the steps I can see anything into the cave because I have dark vision, so I can see in dimmer light in the 60-foot radius.
Roll a perception check.
22.
Right. You look into the cave. You can see probably 20, 30 feet into the cave from where you're at. It looks like there's a river on one side of the cave, and then on the right side of the cave, there's a small 5-foot wide path that kind of next to the river.
Oh, okay. The river's coming out of the cave and the path. Okay.
Yeah, the path kind of goes up in parallel to the river.
And okay, so guys, I can see into the cave about 30 feet, and in that distance, I can see the river coming out and a path running along the right side. But I do not see anyone moving in the cave within that range. I can see into it.
Nope, it's still. The river is flowing out, and that's all you can really see.
Okay.
What do you see up there, Kaelin?
Oh, I thought I just answered, but yeah, I can see the river coming out of the cave. There's a path on the right side, but I don't see any movement in the cave. It's still except for the river flowing out.
I'm gonna cast prestidigitation to do some sounds right outside the cave entrance, and then let's wait here for a little bit to see if anybody comes out to investigate the noise.
What kind of sounds are you making?
I don't know.
Metal.
As she tries to make sounds, I run up to the front and just go, "Warriors, come out and play!" Like as loud as I can.
While Kaelin is doing that, I cast Thaumaturgy to create harmless tremors in the ground for 1 minute to make it seem like the sounds are coming from something really big.
And I'm gonna cast like armor noises.
Okay. So,
As they
so
hear a
you've
human
got kind
voice
of
going
small
through the
little tremors.
Guys, let's all stand up like against the walls of the cave on the outside so that nobody can see outside of the cave if they come to investigate.
Okay, so there's the sound of clanking armor at the cave entrance, and there's kind of a small little tremor that vibrates through the rock face. You guys wait for 30 seconds to hear what you can hear. Right away, you hear barking and howling. And then, but that's all you can really hear from inside the cave.
As we hear it, I look over to my squad mates and be like, "It sounds like a dwarf."
That's not very nice.
Is there any sort of like right near where I'm at, still in cover, a piece of like wood or anything that I can pick up and reach?
Piece of
Like
wood?
I know, yeah, we're kind of in the forest area. There's stuff on the ground. Like, is there just any natural wood growth right along the edge of the cave that I can grab without exposing myself?
Roll an investigation check.
10.
Yeah, I mean, you find a stick. It's probably 2.5 feet long.
Okay, I'm going to pick it up and use prestidigitation to start it on fire, and then I'm going to throw it into the cave to provide light so we can see deeper.
Carrick, what?
As you go to throw,
What
he
did he already throw it?
He already made his action. He did it. He already made his action.
as he's throwing it, what do you want to say, Sigurd?
No, I'll just let it go. We'll take this one.
I need you to roll a dexterity check.
So I'm still out in the field, so I'm just gonna move. So I'm about 40 feet behind everybody.
Sure.
Do I? Well, I already said it. Then.
Eric.
Yep.
I'm rolling a dex. What one?
Dexterity. Just straight dexterity.
14.
All right. You take your firely lit branch. You throw it into the cave. It for a second it hits on the path and then falls into the water and just extinguishes and floats down the river.
What are we thinking about the cave?
I wanted to make fire.
Do you want to explore the cave? Do we think this is the natural next step, or it doesn't seem like there's a whole lot around right now except this huge open meadow with a river running through it?
I feel like if they're going to be anywhere, this is a good step.
All right, do we want to do this loud and proud or more sneaky?
I would like to try to make a louder, more apparent noise to draw them out as we're ready to.
I don't think I have a chance of sneaking in there with the dwarf and the fighter with all the armor.
Great. That's what I'm saying. We should make some loud noises to.
I mean,
draw
but
them
we
out.
already made noise and no one came out.
Yeah, we made like natural like thumping noises. We should make something very apparent that there's people out
All right,
here.
I walk up to the entrance of the cave and cast thaumaturgy on myself. Allows my voice to boom up to 3 times as loud for 1 minute. And I call all the goblins' mothers bitches, and in common, of course, so they don't understand a word I'm saying.
No,
And all sorts of other nasty things, hoping that I can goad them to come after us.
cave.
You were out, Eric. We didn't hear you.
What do you yell into the cave?
All sorts of nasty things about the goblin race as a whole.
No, yell. I want to hear it.
You
yell it,
yell into the cave.
You goblin motherfuckers, sons of bitches. All your mothers are whores. None of you can walk. You're all little cripple bitches, and I'll smite you all myself.
I'm gonna translate for him into Goblin and say the same thing.
Are you also going to be British when you translate?
Only some of the time.
Yeah.
Anything happen?
Right.
Anything
I
happen?
just sound like a goblin. I don't know how it sounds though.
So you yell this into the cave. Roll a Constitution check.
Me?
Yeah.
As he yelled it, I'm along. As he yelled it, I'm along the wall still with my bow drawn. Literally aimed right at the door. Literally aimed right at the door.
Just base Constitution?
I moved back into cover after throwing the branch.
17.
I kind of yell out to the party to tell him to get ready just in case people decide to come out after he yelled this.
Okay. Yeah, your voice carries deep into the cave as you yell loudly all these profanities and curses on the goblin race. You wait for 3 minutes. Nothing happens.
Should have called them trolls. Should have called them trolls.
Oh.
Well, guys.
Okay. I'm gonna come running up through the field and just run past my party into the cave and just say, we're all wasting time screwing around. Follow me if you want to.
Ooh, I'm in.
All right. Give me 1 second.
Since I don't apparently like people, I'll just let them all run to die. And
as I run in, though, just for the record, my sword is up, like I'm running in ready to slash at something.
Okay.
Stop screwing around. Follow me in a battle.
Hey, Cyrus.
And
No,
then
no, you already passed me. Never mind.
I yelled to the group, follow. I yelled to the group, follow the little one.
Dwarven
and
cowards.
Slowly, just slowly check, like really slowly, just follow.
her in.
I'll go in. I can also see better than everybody when we're in the cave, so. Apparently, I'm behind Jeff.
If we're gonna go,
I'm like lazily walking in.
I'm staying behind Jeff.
Who's Jeff? I don't know Jeff. Who's Jeff? I don't know who Jeff is.
Oh, Barian.
So, Lady Tanis is the first one behind me.
Yep. I've got my axe out, don't you worry.
All right. So can you get
Since me and Carrick are a little bit behind everybody, we're kind of just walking. Everyone's rushing in. I kind of go up to him and be like, "What's going on with that little one? She seems just ready to go."
Yeah, you guys aren't even in the cave yet. So what?
But you gotta give it her feistiness.
Have you checked out that human? Have you checked out that human?
What you see when you run in? So you just
Only when
walk,
she was hanging upside down.
I can't hear you.
so you just walk into the cave pretty brazenly. You get 10 feet in, and the river continues out ahead of you. You have dark vision, correct?
I don't know.
I don't think I do.
How do I know
So neither of you have dark vision.
that?
Fantastic.
No.
So the light only carries in about 30 feet.
So
Hello?
Jeff, I do, so we're good.
So
Variant.
No.
Good. Okay. Good.
So all you can see is about 30 feet into the cave, but you can kind of see as you get about 10 feet in, to your right, it kind of opens up into a room, and you can kind of hear snarling. You can probably only see 10 feet, 15 feet into the room, and you see chained to the ground a large wolf.
Found him. He's right here.
actually you see two wolves.
I
Both,
found the other one too. He's right over there.
both of them have large collars attached to chains that disappear into the dark behind them.
Annie disconnected.
Oh,
That's unfortunate.
right when it was the climax. Oh no.
We getting our back?
Trying.
Okay.
There it is.
All right,
There it is.
I'm gonna move up next to her.
Well, calm it down.
Oh, is there still more to tell? Okay.
We're just waiting on
Can you
Annie
hear
to
me?
get back in.
They're still talking about
Yeah.
chicks in the back. That's
Can
cool.
you?
What did you say to me when my video or when my internet cut out now?
You get about 10 feet in, and you can see 10, 15 feet into this room that opens up to your right. The river is on your left. The path that you're on is on the right side of the river. You can see it kind of is carved out and stairs back into the cave. You can only probably see 20 feet ahead of you as it kind of slopes upward towards the back of the cave. But to your right, you hear snarling and you see two large wolves, collars attached to their necks, chains bolted to the ground that disappear into the blackness behind them. You can't see in the dark, so this cave is quite dark and you can't see very far.
I run
Okay.
into the cave and walk up next to Cyrus and
That's what I said I was gonna do.
Hey, does anybody have any
Yeah,
extra?
We're not in the
Does
we're not
anybody
in the
have any
cage
extra,
Oh,
yet.
like,
we're just
meat or
doing us.
anything that we could possibly give?
We're like at the very entrance.
but I'm going to
Is that-
cast light on one of Cyrus's arrows.
What was that, Tanis? I didn't hear it.
I said, does anybody have any like meat or anything that we could give to these wolves to try and like pacify them, make them our friends?
We have you.
Hey, I was in here before you were.
So Sigurd, as you get up closer, you can see that there's actually three.
Going out.
Very, very upset wolves.
Can I tell? Can I tell if the third
Bonnie
one
to make up for the neck thing? Move on.
What was that? Sigurd?
Can I tell if the third one is also chained up?
Yes, it is chained up, but there are three of them in this room.
George's bug has something outside.
But they are, this room opens up. It's probably 20 feet by 20 feet, and there are three wolves that are chained up right now. They are snarling. They are looking directly at you.
I think.
Okay, can I take out my lantern and light it with my tinderbox?
Wait, I can just light up the whole room with my cantrip. If you just want to shoot an arrow into the center of it.
I know, you're very concerned. It's fine.
Sure, I can do that.
Okay.
So, my thought is to Cyrus, if you hear me out on this one, I'll cast light on one of your arrows, and if you can just aim generally in the center of the room. That light sheds bright light in a 20-foot radius, and it sounds like that's the entire size of this cavern. So we'll turn it into daytime in here, and all you non-underground people will be able to know exactly what's going on in here.
All right. So do you cast it first, or do I shoot first?
I reach over, touch your arrow, and say, "Let there be light." And now there is a very large, glowing, pulsing light coming off of your arrow. It's almost ethereal looking.
Good work.
Okay. I raise my bow, notch
you
my
gonna shoot?
arrow, and shoot towards the center, what I deem to be the center of the cave.
Sure. The center of the room or the center of like up the path?
The center of the room.
All right. You as Sigurd reaches over, touches your arrow that you have knocked, it starts to glow with immense light. As it does, you fire it into the center of the room. It hits the floor and kind of skids along the ground next to one of the wolves. As it does, it illuminates this entire room. What you see before you, now that you can see the light, is three wolves who are now kind of backing away from the light a little bit, and then just kind of meat and cleaned bones at the back of the cave that in a chute that kind of looks like it goes up about 20 feet and disappears back into another room. There's a small opening 20 feet up, back like a loose stone pile. It looks like there's been, bones and scraps, garbage just thrown out of that hole down into this room of the wolves.
So by this time, me and Carrick were probably caught up.
You guys are in the cave now as well, but you guys are kind of, half in, half out of the
the river. There's not enough room for you guys on this thin path that runs along the side.
I'm gonna go in front
Cups up then. Cups up.
to make sure nobody's gonna come towards us. Yeah.
Roll perception check.
13.
Okay. So what you see ahead of you probably 20, 30 feet ahead of you, what you see, and only you, is that there's a bridge suspended about 20 feet above the path. On top of that is kind of sitting a small figure, looks a little like a goblin, just kind of keeping an eye towards the cave mouth. He does have a bow. It looks like he has an arrow that he hasn't drawn it, but he's got it ready. Roll a stealth check. Doesn't appear that he's seen you yet.
Okay. I'm gonna turn around and whisper to whoever's closest to me, or the couple people who are closest to me.
So, Sigurd,
Sure.
brother.
Okay. Careful, there's a goblin up ahead on the bridge. Wait, just catch these wolves quickly and then worry about the goblin, so let's not spend time here.
As you're saying that, is Annie still here?
Yes.
Oh, I don't have your video. You know what?
Hold on, I'll reset it. Did it come up?
I have two of yours actually. I have one that's coming up and one that looks frozen.
It's okay. It's okay.
So Cyrus, as you guys are kind of standing there talking, you hear a kind of a creak and a kink, kink, as you notice one of those stakes that's driven into the ground shifts slightly. Chains kind of flex.
Guys, I think we're about to have a loose wolf on our hands.
We need to either pacify them or kill them.
Do we think they're tame? Like, can we make them relax with meat, or are they just too pissed off?
We could try it. Does anybody have any extra meat to give?
We got some jerky. We got some.
What about
jerky.
those extra horse rations?
We got horse jerky.
I pass one of my rations over to Varian and ask him to try to throw it in front of the wolf with a loose chain and see what happens. Hey, Varian, here's a horse ration instead, is what I meant. Why don't you try and throw it to the wolf and see if he calms down?
I grabbed the ration from him and just do a nice little overhead lob throw right into the middle of the three of them.
Okay. They all swarm the meat. It looks like the one in the middle is the largest. However, the one with the loose chain is the one to the north. He didn't get the meat, and now he's kind of growling at the one who did, and looks directly at you, and kind of slowly slinks forward, his chain drawing taut. As it gets to the end, it gets to its full length and holds him in place. But he's looking at you and kind of got his teeth.
I don't think it's working, guys. I don't think it's working, guys.
The one in the middle, though, you notice is just kind of now lying down, just chewing away on the meat. And the one on the south is now also moving towards you, noticing that you had food.
Should I throw two more rations? Do we want to give up 2 rations for these guys?
I could also put him to sleep.
I grab. Anyone want to give me a ration? Anyone want to give me a ration? I need one more ration. I'm gonna throw it towards them.
You're gonna have one of mine, Varian.
I throw one ration, kind of like underhanded, lob throw right in front of each wolf.
All right, they pick up the ration and kind of go to their own separate corner of this small cave area and just start to eat away at it.
And alright. So do we want to head down that cavern? Maybe try to take on that goblin.
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay, stay here. We need to. If you guys keep coming forward, he's gonna see us.
Don't want the ones with the chainmail.
Yeah.
How far away about was he? How far away
Before
about
you
was he?
guys do anything, I'm gonna cast magic missile on the goblin.
All 3 bolts on him.
Yeah.
Okay. Roll your damage.
What is it? Here we go.
And while you're at it, roll a sleight of hand check.
Okay. Sleight of hand is 5.
Okay.
Steve, 1d4 plus 1.
4 plus 1 time, 3 times.
3 times. Okay. 5, 4, 14.
Okay, so you take focus on the goblin. You say your magic word. You do your symbols, and you create 3 long tendrils of arcane energy that are spiked on one end. You throw them forward as best you can, trying to be silent about it. He notices at the last second, he tries to draw his bow, but all he gets off is just as these 3 slivers of arcane energy just slam into his body, killing him instantly. However, you're afraid that the sound might have alerted some of the other ones.
Alright, so we should move forward pretty quickly before the other ones start moving towards us, right?
Let's get some night vision up in front. Yeah, let's get some night
Yep,
vision
I'll
up in
move
front
up.
a little.
Next to my sister and see if anyone has start running at us based on the sound that came from her attack.
Hey dwarf, do you have dark? Hey dwarf, do you have dark vision?
Yes. But I am a portly fellow and not the most stealthy of the troop. So if you'd like me to move, I suggest we do it in a very bright and loud manner, because I don't do much else.
Carrick, I need you to roll a perception check as you move next to your sister.
22. No, I'm sorry, 21.
All right, so you notice 2 things as you move up. One, you hear kind of a waterfall echoing down this cavern from the back of the cave. It's a loud waterfall noise that kind of just fills this cavern and kind of drowns out the sound. But the river is moving quite slowly and not as forceful as you would expect for a waterfall this magnitude. So it's strange that the flow isn't as strong as you think. And as you start thinking that, you hear pounding. You hear what sounds to be like hammers on stone or some other such thing. 1 second. Everyone's gonna die.
Okay. So as I move, I can't see anything.
Well,
enemy-wise, but I can see a waterfall that seems pretty powerful.
You can't see the waterfall. You hear the waterfall deep into the cave.
All right, okay. So as I move forward, I can't see anything right now. All I can do is hear. I hear what sounds to be like a waterfall that seems extremely powerful for the small amount of water that's coming down the river. And I also hear what seems to be a pounding of hammers. You say on drums, Eric?
No, it sounds like a hammer's hitting stone. Well, you do see the bridge that your sister described, but then the path kind of goes up and right, and you kind of lose it up. It just gets darker and deeper.
Can I do an intelligence history check to see if I can perceive what I think is the tool that's working the stone? Based on hearing it.
No, you can roll an investigation check though.
Okay. Eight.
It just sounds like hammer hitting. Just that's all you can really tell. It sounds like a wooden hammer just hammering stone.
Kalen, you saw this bridge that you just annihilated a goblin on. What are we looking at here? Is that bridge spanning this cavern? Do you have a better view of this than I do?
It looks like it, yes.
Yeah, it goes from one side of the cavern to the other. It's about 20 feet up off the floor that you're on. So it's a bunch of steps that go forward to kind of lead along the path, and then above that there's a bridge.
And that ridge breaks up and to the right and kind of goes uphill around, and I can't see in the corner, but I can see that the ridge turns and breaks up and goes up a way as well.
The path that you're on now goes up and to the right. The bridge just goes straight across the cavern.
We don't see any way to get up to the bridge.
Onward.
Not from your vantage point. The bridge is right here.
Oh. Oh, the bridge is hanging above us.
Yeah, 20 feet above.
Oh, okay.
Well, we got to continue on. If we already started this adventure, do we want to do that stealthy?
Doubt
or
anyone heard us.
Way through.
And
as
I
you
say at this point,
as you guys are saying this, you hear a crumbling sound of stones, and then a massive wave of water just comes down the cave entrance towards you guys. I need everyone to roll a strength saving throw.
go damn broke.
22. 22.
13.
15.
12.
11.
13.
Okay, so anybody who give me 1 second, sorry. Oh, where the heck is that?
This would be one.
Guys, I said they may have broken the dam on us.
That's exactly what happened, actually. All right. There it is. All right. So anybody who rolled less than a 15, the wave hits you guys and you guys just tumble out the front entrance. So who rolled less than a 15?
Does 15 count
15 counts.
for success?
For success. So who rolled less than a 15?
Carrick did.
Carrick, Cyrus,
Carrick.
Tanis.
Cyrus, Sigurd, Tan.
Tanis. and
Bad day.
Tanis.
All right, so what happens is you guys don't manage to find a foothold as this wave just comes crashing. However, Kalen and Varian find a way to grab onto the wall or kind of hunker down against this wave as it comes barreling down. Each of you take 1 point of bludgeoning damage as you guys are just bashed against the side walls, the ground, as
All
this
of
wave
us?
carries you out. No, just the people that failed. The people that succeeded, hold fast and don't take any damage. And you guys are flushed out into the meadow that you came in through.
I'm gonna.
Is the current holding strong? Is the current holding strong?
No,
Or
it-
is it
It's just like
slowed
one
down?
gigantic wave that crashes into the river and returns to a normal, steady flow.
Alright, well,
We're
gotta
back
guess-
on the far side of the river now.
Yeah, you guys are kind of pushed out into the meadow. All of you are kind of knocked prone. You're kind of just like floating in the river, trying to like find a place to grab and stand up.
Do I hear if the hammering has it
Roll a
stopped?
perception check.
22.
So you listen pretty intently. You hear the rush of the waterfall. coming from the back of the cave, and you hear no more hammering. You keep silent, and the hammering seems to have stopped.
Can we look ahead and see if there's anybody?
Yeah, roll a perception check.
I'll go with her and look. I'll go with her and look as well.
Sure, roll it.
21.
All right, so the both of you kind of stand. Varian, you do not have dark vision, correct? Correct. Okay, so both of you look ahead. Varian, you see a lot of blackness in the cave ahead of you, but Kaylin, you look, you can kind of see exactly, what we just said before, the river kind of running on the left side of the cave, path up the right side. You look for 2 minutes or so, nothing coming down the cave towards you.
Okay. I think we're okay for now. Nobody seems to be coming. I'm gonna tell Darian.
Right. The rest of you, what are you doing?
We're still floating in the water right now.
Kind of.
Pick ourselves up and try to get out of the river or the
Yeah.
water.
Like flailing in the water right now, I guess. I would like to try to get my bearings and maybe float on my back so I can kind of backstroke over to the shore and hop out of here.
All right.
How deep is this river?
I was gonna say, are we in the river? I thought we just got washed out into the meadow.
You kind of got washed out. The river at its deepest is probably only 5 feet deep in the middle. It's not a very fast flowing river. So you kind of stroke back. You eventually hit ground and you kind of pull yourself out.
Somebody give the halfling floaty. Somebody give the halfling floaty.
Cyrus, you're the farthest back. You're probably 40 feet from the cave. Everyone else has kind of pulled themselves ashore before that.
I'm gonna try. Well, I don't see my sister around, so I'm gonna try to move back up to the cave to make sure that I know that she's okay.
Okay.
Or to see what happened to her.
You move to the front. You move to the cave mouth. You can see her 20 feet inside the cave, kind of whispering to Varian to keep quiet. And that's what you see. So you see that she's safe.
Okay.
Is anybody else still in the river? Do I need to go back and help anybody?
Everybody's been pretty well to get themselves out. Everybody's on the shore, kind of wringing out their clothes because the water out of it. 'Cause it's heavy. It's soaked up in your cloaks and your armor and everything.
I have a +1 to charisma because I just took a bath. Look at my shiny chainmail and my glistening shield. It's like a mirror. I check myself out in it.
Your rusting chain.
All
Your
right.
rusting.
Can I also cast Prestidigitation to dry myself off faster so I'm not as heavy?
You look at yourself in the reflection of your shield. You look good.
I thought so. I move back up to the entrance of the cave and, hey guys, let's go find our the small one and the cloth one and make sure they're not in any trouble.
All right, so you guys kind of assemble and get back into the cave. What are you doing?
Are we all still soaking wet?
You're pretty wet at this point.
Can I cast Prestidigitation to dry us off, or is that not considered soiled?
Yeah, no, that's fine. You can cast Prestidigitation on everyone and kind of dry them off.
Okay.
Well, I say we continue on in. The dogs seem to be, or wolves seem to be busy with the meat. Clearly, there's more goblins up ahead. Doesn't seem like they have another waterfall trap. Do we want some light for those of you who can't see right now, or?
Can see in the dark.
Well,
Matt, what I say do is I say you go first because you can see farther. So if you don't see anything, there's no reason to cast light for people behind us who can't see as well.
all right, so they can. Goblins can see in the dark. They have dark vision.
We might as well we will take advantage from not light.
Kaylin, you cut out there. Kaylin, I still can't hear you.
goblins can see in the dark also, so we might as well light something. The only disadvantage to it is that they'll know where we are. But
as she says that, I pull a torch out of my sack
no,
and asks
it's
for
on
somebody
the
to light it.
chainmail dinging around.
All right.
Can someone light this torch?
I got.
Can someone
I
light
got
this
you,
torch?
man. I
I
light
hold the
it.
torch out.
Arian, you light up your torch. You kind of put it above your head. And what everyone else has seen now, you know, the cave stretches out in front of you. The river covers the left side of the cave. Cave's about 10 feet wide. You've got about 10 feet, 5 to 7 feet of river. And you've got like 3 to 5 feet of path you can walk on. And the path kind of hugs the right wall. Up ahead of you, you see a bridge. What you're now kind of noticing for the first time is off to your left, there's a bit of crumbled rock that kind of leads up 10 feet onto what looks like a platform above the river. So that platform is
How far
It
ahead?
says 10 feet above
How far
us.
ahead? How far? It's 10 feet above us.
Yeah. It's
Across the river?
it's up on the left across the river, but the river in the cave is pretty shallow, like 2 feet.
And the bridge is still 20 feet above us.
Bridge is still 20 feet above you.
I say we start moving down this. I say we start moving down this cave. Let's check out what's happening here.
Move down the cave. How far do you want to go?
What do you want our order to be? Should we switch
just,
orders?
Just. I want to go just past that. I want to go just past that bend to see if we can see any further.
Just you want to move forward past the bend?
Yeah, just like at the bend. Yeah, just like at the bend, just to see.
All right. You kind of hold the torch behind you. You kind of peek around the corner. Roll a perception check.
8.
8. Okay. Stretching out in front of you, you can see that the path kind of continues up, and then it dead ends at a wall. It looks like the path continues off to the right. The river is still off to the left. It kind of drops down off the path. The path is now coming up off the river. However, you can't really see anything around that bend. It looks like it goes up and to the right and maybe to another little area, but you can't see much. Can you guys see over here at all?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, a little bit.
Sort of.
I offer up my torch to another member of the party. I need both my weapons. I need both my hands, guys. If someone else wants to take this torch, that'd be beneficial.
Someone else could try and peek around the corner.
I can take the torch because I don't need one hand to cast a spell.
Okay.
We're probably gonna have the person with the torch out front. So I don't know if your robes might be get caught on fire. Hands it over.
So I carry the torch
Hands it
behind
over.
someone else in front of me, so there's still the light, but I'm not the first person out there.
I hand the torch over to. I hand the torch over to Carrick.
What was that?
You were breaking up, Eric.
Eric, I have the torch now, so Baron can have his hands free.
Are you gonna try and see around the corner again to see more?
He said, "Hold on."
Okay, we're good.
How about Carrick? How about we move forward together? You hold the torch behind me. I'll have my bow drawn just in case.
Yep.
So you can.
Okay, so you guys move forward together. What's everyone else doing?
I'm gonna follow.
Following.
Following.
I would like to follow in stealth.
Roll a stealth check.
Also, does it matter? There's still those big dogs behind us.
16.
Okay. So you guys move farther. You guys move farther up. I need variant roll.
Love you too.
Aww.
21. 21.
Okay.
I
so
love people.
Now you're kind of rounding the corner, and what you can see in front of you is it looks like there's a waterfall in the back of this room that empties into a collection. The pool has a bunch of rock that's holding the water at bay. It looks like there was another one of these collection pools that had the rocks hammered away to release all the water down the cave entrance. You see two goblins standing at the ready with hammers, ready to pound away the next stone to unleash the water. And then there's also another goblin farther back in the cave. So what you see, two goblins standing near the stones, one farther back in the cave.
Their backs are towards us, and they can't. Their backs are towards us, and they can't see us.
No, it's pretty apparent that they see you. The two with hammers look surprised and start to drop their hammers and go for their weapons. I need everyone to roll for initiative.
Other side of the board.
All right, 20 to 25. 15 to 20.
I got an 18.
16.
Janice, what'd you get? Janice, what'd you get?
17.
Wow. Carrick, that's a sport. Good for showing some initiative on this battle.
Finally.
I thought you were a laggard until this point. I've decided I'm British.
10 to 15.
11.
But like shitty British.
11. 11 for
What other kind of British is
11
there?
for Varian.
Oh, got him.
Lost our one viewer. Thanks. Thanks, Carrick.
All we need to do is put up
5,
Jenna's dance party striptease, and we'll get them all back.
8.
All right. All right. Okay. You are first to act.
You're breaking up a little bit. You're breaking up a little bit.
Carrick, you are first to act.
Okay, I'm going to cast Magic Missile.
Okay. Targeting who?
I'm going to put one at each of the three.
Okay. Roll for damage.
So is that the D4?
Yeah. D4 plus 1 on each one. So roll 3 different values.
3,
Okay.
2,
Yep.
3.
Okay. So you see what's happening in front of you. You've got your torch held high. You're looking ahead. You say your power words, and you draw 3 long tendrils. You throw them up over the top of Varian's head. As you do, they kind of flip out into the room. They stop midair, find their targets, and fire straight into them. The first goblin who's dropping his hammer to go for his scimitar takes one to the neck. He crumples and dies instantly, no words leaving his mouth. The other one, who's also reaching for his scimitar, takes one to his arm. You can see the blood start gushing as he lets out a... The one in the back, who actually has his bow drawn, takes just a glancing blow to his leg. He kind of winces and draws his bow back. Would you like to move?
Would you like to move? Would you like to move?
Oh, No, because if I move, then the torch might be too far away for people to see what's going on who don't have dark vision. Like, I want to make sure that Varian can still see.
All right, Tanis, you are up, but at this point, all you see is just like a flash of light and some commotion. You're not really sure what's going on ahead of you, and the path is thin, so you might not actually be able to get around everyone to get up anywhere. But you can try.
All right, I'm gonna try to move past everybody to see if I can help.
Okay, I'm gonna have you roll a. Let's have you roll an athletics check. Let's have you roll 2 of them actually.
That's this thing is.
What was that?
All right, so and I add this athletics. So 20 for my first one,
Okay.
and 16 for my second one.
All right. What's your movement speed? 25 or 30?
30.
All right. So you kind of run past everyone to here, and you kind of, as you run past them, you kind of push them out of the way and then push them back to the sidewalk. So you're not, pushing anybody off the path. You're running at them, putting them right up against the wall, putting them out of your way. You get to about here. You can see both of the goblins in front of you. The one reaching for a scimitar and the other one knocking an arrow to fire. What do you want to do?
How far am I from the dude that's getting ready to fire the
5 feet.
5 feet? I am going to. How far am I from the other guy?
15, 20 feet.
All right, I am going to throw my javelin at the dude. Well, how long is my axe? Can I reach the guy that's only 5 feet away with my axe?
No, that guy's 25 feet away.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you said 5 feet away. Oh, then I'm going to throw my javelin at the farther dude that's getting ready to bow and arrow the crap out of us.
Okay, roll an attack.
And then what do I add to it?
Your attack bonus.
Oh, that one, sure. So 21.
Yeah, 21 hits. Roll for damage.
5.
Okay, so as you're pushing people out of the way, pushing them against the wall, you manage to draw a javelin from your pack behind you. As you clear the cave wall, you see the one drawing his bow, and you just let loose a javelin. It strikes him in the leg, piercing through the leg that wasn't hit by the magic missile. It pierces through the leg. The point coming out the backside is the goblin grabs his leg. His hand comes off his arrow for a second. He grabs his leg, winces in pain, rights himself, and tries to draw again. Kaylin, you're up.
How deep is or how far down is the water? Like, if I'm in the water, can I see the goblins?
You're not in the water. You're on the path. The water is 10 feet down from where you are at.
Oh, okay. So I don't want to do that. That's what you're saying.
Probably not.
But I can't see them from where I am either, right?
You can't, but you might be able to squeeze past people and get up.
I'm gonna have to do that then.
Roll a dexterity check. 15. Okay, you just saw Kaylin run through and kind of push people out of her way using her strength to move. You just kind of slip past people using your slender form to kind of just move around. You move around your brother. You give him a little pat on the back. A little nice job, good attack. And you move right up in front of Tanis. Or do you want to move like into?
How far have I moved? Like
20.
I have another 10 if I want to.
Great.
Are they wearing armor?
Yeah, I mean it appears that they're wearing leather armor.
Leather.
God damn it, Matt.
Sponsored.
Okay. I I'm going to do. I'm going to keep moving to the side to get out of people's way.
Here.
Yeah, sure. And then I'm going to cast a Ray of Frost on the back.
Okay. Roll an attack. No, roll an attack.
11. 12.
12. Okay. You run up, you draw as much cold energy as you can, and you let loose as you're on the move trying to get out of the way of everyone else. As you let loose the beam of frost, it just passes by the goblin as he sidesteps out of the way, and it strikes the wall behind him, leaving a large frost pattern. The goblins, the one that's farthest back with his arrow, yells a command that anybody who understands Goblin understands what he yells. He yells, "Go, tell him!" And he lets loose an arrow at you. 12 against AC?
Nope.
You mage armor, right?
I have.
Okay, so he fires. It comes and it strikes you high in the shoulder, but it hits a shimmering shield of armor, which is your mage armor, as it hits and falls to the ground. He looks around, not sure what to do, drops his bow and charges forward. There. This other one, however, takes off this way into a cave opening that you guys can see. You're not sure where he disappears to, though he gets around the corner and he's gone. Varian, you're up.
Can't see the map too. Can't see the map too. Is there a way I can get around to the side of the other goblin that's in front of?
You can get to this goblin.
Can I step back a little bit, like towards you?
This way?
Like to the goblin, then that way. Like go to the goblin, like back.
Right here, yeah, that's fine.
All right. Either way, I'm gonna just gonna as I'm running, take out my bow or take out my arrow out of my quiver, knock my arrow,
Yep.
and shoot it at him. 18
hits. Roll for damage. All right. You've kind of come up. You saw the goblins right away. You've kind of readied your bow. You pull an arrow. You come around the corner. You let loose. As is your specialty, you hit him right in the neck. It protrudes out the back. He falls over backwards, dead. No sound escapes his mouth.
As I hit him in the neck, I look towards my party and kind of wink. I don't know if anyone sees it or not. But I just do it anyways. I can't tell. And then I step, and then I just take like 2 steps back, and then finish my shot.
Back towards the way you came.
Yeah, towards where I came.
So you're kind of pushed up against a wall right now. You and Tanis are kind of blocking the way for anybody else trying to get up this way. Cyrus, you are up.
So the only other goblin is the one that ran down that other hallway, correct?
Well, you don't know that. You haven't seen anything. You've just seen your friends kind of run up ahead of you. You've heard magic kind of hitting stone, hitting flesh. You've heard kind of screams. You've heard running, but you haven't seen anything. You don't know what's really going on.
Okay. So can I? Well, can I run up to the front of the party?
I mean,
but my way is blocked.
You have 25 feet of movement, right?
Yeah.
I mean, you can get right up behind Carrick, but that's about as far as you can get since you were at the back of the party.
Am I still stealthed?
Yes, you are. You rolled 16 for stealth?
Yes.
Yes, you're still stealth.
Okay. Well, can I try to do a perception check to see if I can see anything then from where I ended up?
Yeah, sure.
And I'm gonna go with a no because I got a 6.
Yeah, I mean, you run up, you look around. I mean, you see the water flowing. You see, the light that Carrick is holding, but you don't see much past that.
Okay. I guess that's all I'm gonna do.
All right, Sigurd.
I guess don't have any more movement.
How tall are you, Cyrus?
How tall are halflings normally?
3.5 feet tall, roughly.
I'm 3'2".
And Eric, how far behind her am I?
5 feet.
That's unfortunate. Okay. Never mind. I guess I'm not gonna be able to get in front of these guys with my movement, so I'm gonna move up to behind Cyrus, turn around, ready my warhammer and shield as my action, and then well, I guess, can I also roll a perception check on the bridge to make sure no one has come out behind us?
Yeah, roll a perception check.
Natural 20.
Looking around, it doesn't appear that the sound has carried down the tunnel on the other side of the bridge. No one's coming behind you at this point.
Okay. Then I'm just sort of ready, and I got the back in case somebody tries to do a little sneak move.
All right, we're back at the top of the order with Carrick. What are you doing?
Would it count as my action to tell everybody what that goblin said?
No, that's going to be considered a bonus action.
Okay, so before I do anything, I'm going to tell the party that goblin the goblin's given instructions to go tell him. And so we're assuming that the goblin who ran down the tunnel is going to tell whoever him is. So he was given instruction to flee, to go inform someone, assuming that is us needing to be, that we're in the cave.
Got it.
And so doing that, I'm going to move up next to my sister.
Okay.
And then does she have a line of, it's the map's kind of coming out to the screen. Does she have line of sight down that tunnel?
Mm-hmm. You might from there. You might be able to see into that tunnel a bit. But as we get to this point, how long do you guys want to play? Because it's 10 o'clock.
I still have to work tonight, so.
I'm fine with it. Or do you want to do one more cycle so we know where we're at, or just stop now and I'll complete my full turn?
We can do one more. That's fine.
Well, if we find someone, then we'll want to keep going.
Yeah.
This is
So
perfect.
I'll wait to do any sort of check so that way we're not.
Okay, so we're at the top of the order with Carrick then.
And we're going to assume that I was there because that move doesn't take any actions, me telling didn't take anything.
Right.
Okay.
Eric, have we received any experience for all the goblins we've killed so far?
Yes. Math is hard. You guys 6 and not 5.
Yeah, here it is easier if you do 6 and 9 together, Eric.
Woo! How old are you?
150.
Old enough.
Snap, you like how you stayed in character there? You're welcome.
Hashtag Loco Nation.
Oh my gosh!
All right.
I remember those hats.
Each of you at this point is going to get 45 experience points. So you can mark that off on your character sheets.
Is there an experience section on them?
Yeah, there is. It's up in the upper right section.
Can you say that one more time? It cut out a little for me.
Oh,
40.
got it.
40?
45.
So that just adds into yesterday. So I would technically then have 85 total. They got 40 yesterday.
Yeah. And Tanis, you can take an extra 10.
Cool.
And also Carrot, 10.
Yes.
That's all good. All right. Cool. I will take a picture of this and we will start here next week, I guess.
Yay!
I need to find a better eraser.
Worrying about the important things.
It's not like you work in education or anything where you could, get erasers.
But now that we've ended, just real quick, because I know people got stuff to do. Thoughts on this session?
I understood a hell of a lot more what was going on this session.
Cool.
As we understood by me not asking the question, what the fuck did Matt just do?
I don't get what actions I'm allowed to take if I can't, in battle, if I can't hurt something.
Yeah, sure.
There is sometimes where there's not much you can do, especially when we're in tight quarters. We can't see much. And there's not much really.
You can always do a sprint, which you just double your movement.
Yeah, so actions that you have in combat, you've got attack, which is what most people are doing in combat. You can dash, which is add your. So basically, you move your movement speed, and then you dash to move your movement speed again.
Okay.
You can disengage. So if you're in melee combat with a character and you move away from them, they'll get an attack of opportunity on you. So you can use your action to disengage so that when you move away, they don't get an attack of opportunity on you.
Annie, you don't need to write this down. I can send you this sheet that has all of these on there.
Right.
But Eric can explain it because it'll make more sense because this is very simplistic, just what the base thing is.
Right.
Okay.
You can dodge. So you have to make a dexterity saving throw on your, before your turn comes around again. You get advantage. You can help, which is like try to help someone doing something else. So like, let's say someone's trying to like hold the door shut or something. You can help them try to hold the door shut. You hide, which puts you into stealth. But that battle, since you already were in stealth, you kind of continue your stealth throughout it. And you can ready. So what that means is you forego your action. Something.
You just cut out that last part.
Oh, so you can forego your action until something happens. So like you can say, I want to ready my bow to use when a goblin appears. So
then I'd get 2 actions the next round?
No. So when a goblin appears, whenever a goblin acts before your next turn, you would get to attack because you've held your action for that purpose.
Okay.
Whatever you ask for is triggering whatever you readied to happen.
Or you can search for something, so make an investigation or perception check, or you can use an object. So like say there's a lever or something, you can go over and you can use the lever.
So that perception check that I did counted as my action, correct?
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
Because you're running up and then you're searching. So you're looking around. That's your action.
Okay.
Eric.
Yeah.
Okay, in that situation, where I was the first one to act, I thought about and I don't, if you don't have to answer this if it's too much information, I thought about using sleep so no one would have a chance to escape if I missed them or anything. How would have sleep worked in that situation? Because I read it, but I don't understand what it means by hit points and all this and that. And if you don't want to tell me now, we can always get on later, because this is just a question mainly for me.
No, that's fine. So how sleep works, so you target whatever you're going to target. You roll 5d8 dice. And then if the total of your roll is higher than the monster's remaining hit points, they fall asleep.
Okay, so if I had rolled like a 15, as long as it was higher, is it all the goblins together or just each individual one by himself?
Split them together. So you have to split those points up among all the goblins.
Do we get
Okay.
Yeah.
And so if I hit all of them, is there any dodge or are they just instantly falling asleep?
Can they focus an area, or does it have to be into like a radius?
Oh no, you guys don't choose. It starts with the lowest hit points. So it goes lowest hit points, next highest hit points, next highest hit points. And so like in that situation, if you would have rolled a 15, you would have put two of them to sleep.
I would have put two of them to sleep.
Yeah.
Jeff, it's creatures within 20 feet of a point of his choosing, but it still goes lowest to highest.
Right. So sit on a point and it
yeah.
just goes into 20 foot. Not out.
So there could have been a chance I could have put all of them to sleep.
If you rolled,
It is all creature, so it would hit your allies. So you select a point, radius, but like I said, it starts lowest hit points to next.
Okay.
Say all of the goblins were lower hit points than your allies, then it would put them to sleep first. But if a goblin had more hit points than one of your allies, it could put them to sleep.
But it's only
But
with
if I cast a spell so the 20 feet radius didn't encompass any of us, then it wouldn't be able to affect my group. Okay, because we were far enough out that I could have done that. Okay, that's good to know for next time. I might have still done magic method, but it's just cool to understand how things work.
Any other questions from anybody?
I'll think more later. I got your number. Like, what are you wearing right now? Is that a question?
No pants.
I was gonna say no one's wearing pants.
I just assumed with all of our group I would be disappointed.
I'm actually wearing snow pants. Thank you very much.
Or no.
I was either that or khakis.
All right. Well, awesome. It was a good session. Hopefully everyone had a good time, and we'll catch you next time.
Sweet.
All right, guys.